Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Goblin. This is the Goblin Cave, and we are here today with our first look at the Pathfinder beginner box with a new group of role players. This is their first look at Pathfinder, and for some, the first look at Roll20, the online interface that we use for pretty much most of our role playing needs around here, and as well, some of them may have been doing their first time role playing, so just I won't go into that. So hopefully you enjoy the show. This is kind of our series of teaching people that there's other games out there that are not Dungeons and Dragons. There's some amazing stories to be told. Check out all the different systems out there, and you'll be surprised at just how amazing some of them are. So we are one person short. Unfortunately, with all the prep up and getting everything ready, one of our players has got a blackout currently, and hopefully they get back in. So at some point during the game, we may just have 4 players instantly. That's because they've been waiting because of a blackout. As always, we're using Syrinscape for our audio because Syrinscape is amazing. Check out syrinscape.com because they just do amazing background audio for all your tabletop and board gaming needs. Also, online and offline, you can have it on your tablet, you can have it on your PC, or even your phone. It just adds so much to the atmosphere of your games. So let's go in and meet everybody, and let's do the review.
I live in Texas. And
Hi! Now we're unmuted.
Oh. So I'll go again.
I know you're doing your introduction. Would you like to introduce yourself, Drew?
I would love to, yeah. My name's Drew. I live in Texas, and I'll be playing Ezrin today.
Fantastic. We didn't rehearse this part. We've just been talking and getting ready and just getting all the background stuff as well, getting used to the systems. We forgot about what to do when we start. Fantastic. Alec, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Alec. I'll be playing Kyra, who's a human cleric, and I am from the US.
Yep. And Polly is currently not here. Hopefully we'll be in shortly. We can't really control power outages, unfortunately. So, Kate?
Yeah, my name's Kate. I'm from Illinois in the US, and I am playing the human warrior, Val.
Yeah. And of course, my name's Goblin, and I'm going to be the Games Master for today. And like all one-shots, there seems to be a lot of, how can I put it? A lot of monologues, a lot of text to put the setting into place, and so we're going to get that set up, and we're going to read an annoying monologue, which I always hate. But we're going to change the sounds to the nice forest day. And let's see where I've got my notes and my monologues and everything ready. Up the top. Or I can actually... So I'm going to be... Strangely enough, I'm going to be running this both in Roll20 and straight the PDF as well. The PDF just makes it a little bit easier for me to read in some circumstances. So we'll do that. We'll do that here with the PDF. There we go. Okay. Your hometown of Sandpoint is a quaint seaside settlement that periodically has problems with monsters such as wicked goblins and hungry ghouls, but the citizens always manage to endure and survive. Lately, however, a far greater danger has come to threaten the town. A few weeks ago, livestock started to disappear from nearby farms. Sometimes a half-eaten corpse is found, sometimes only bloodstains. The people of Sandpoint are afraid, and the mayor, Kendra Devrin, is growing desperate. She hopes some heroes will volunteer to search out for this menace and put an end to it before it kills a person. She has offered a reward of 1,000 gold pieces to the group that stops this mysterious creature. Although none has seen the killer directly, it has a long black fang has been found in one of the animal corpses, prompting the locals to dub the unseen killer Black Fang. You have decided to go on a quest to put an end to these brutal killings. Rumor holds it that Black Fang is living in an old cave not too far from town, which has been used as a den for many monsters over the years. You have gathered your gear and are now approaching the entrance to this dungeon. But you have still a few moments to get to know your fellow adventurers. And that's the big monologue intro. You're on the map. Let's reveal the map for now. You're at the entrance to the cavern. At last, the dungeon is at sight up ahead. The entrance looks more like a cave than a front door of an underground fortress. A thick curtain of green moss hangs over the entrance, hiding what lies beyond. Standing in front of the entrance is a menacing stone statue of a warrior. And you find yourself on the map. You can control your characters. So to control your character, you can just pick it up and drag it, as so, or you can actually click it and use your arrow keys. So what would you like to do?
I don't know. I figure I'm a big warrior type person, right? So
Yes?
I'm probably not too afraid of whatever's going to happen in there. I will foolishly charge, basically just walk in there.
Okay. So the
And
green
kind of
line
look
is
around.
the moss covering to the south. So you're going to approach the moss covering. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Um,
I don't know what this thing is that was up
so the
above
green
me.
line to the bottom is the moss covering.
Yeah.
That's the moss and the vines covering the entrance of the place. Beside
What
you,
is this thing?
that's how you ping, by the way. That is the statue that I mentioned of a warrior. Would you like to inspect the statue, or would you like to do something else?
I would like to inspect it.
Okay. So inspecting the statue, can you please do a perception roll for me? A perception check is essentially clicking on your character sheet, going down to perception, clicking on perception, and you're inspecting the actual statue itself. So the difficulty for this is
Perception.
not that hard.
Perception's under skills,
Under skills,
we
yes,
go.
off to the left. Sorry, right.
and I just click on perception and roll.
Yes, and they'll roll a big dice for you.
Okay.
Of course, in this, we were trying to roll high, so the difficulty was actually quite low. It was only 8, and which you have beaten with the 14. You notice as you look you look around the statue and you look at the face of the statue, that the statue looks like it's been aged prematurely by while the statue looks old, it looks like its features have been aged prematurely, and it's not as sharp as it once was. But you don't see kind of how it's been aged. But it's certainly more weathered than what it should be.
Do I know any history of who the statue is about?
Would you like to roll a history check to see if you do know a history of it?
Sure, yeah.
With a 21. So 21, it's you remember faintly, although you don't recall the name, that an old warrior used to serve this region, and it may have been even one of the founders of the region, that the founders of Sandpoint themselves, and the statue was placed here for unknown reasons. Maybe they defeated a bandit in the local caves, or defeated a great monster in the cave. But it's hard to really remember who it is because the features are actually are not very prominent. And if there was a plaque there, it's long gone.
Okay. I explain this to everyone and tell them not that it matters, just thought you guys should know.
Yeah. And Alec, what would Kyra be doing at this point?
Well, I was just debating whether or not I would want to try to detect magic on the statue.
That's up
Given
to
that
you.
it's standing right outside the cave where evil seems to be coming from. I think that might be the thing to do.
Yep. And with Valios, Kate, I'm assuming that you've drawn your weapons, being eager to start moving, and everyone's
yeah.
delaying you.
Yeah, I'm ready to get rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting rowdy.
Yeah. So, Kyra, would you like to click on Detect Magic Spell and cast the spell?
Yes.
Okay. So Detect Magic is cast, and you emanate, like you focus in the area, and you essentially tune yourself to the magical surroundings, and you're focusing at the statue, and you're focusing beyond the statue as well. And nothing seems to emanate from the statue. It seems to have never been magical, but just is a stone statue. But that's okay. It's an investigation. But as you investigate, something else happens. Just as a note for chat and for those watching, if you are watching live, you are seeing from my perspective. The players have a very different perspective. So the player's perspective is, let's see if we can do this. It's been a while since I've done. The player's perspective is this. So you're seeing from my perspective, you might be seeing things on my layers as well, which even on the same room may not be able to be seen by the players. So please, no spoilers in chat. There's different layers to things, and there's secrets. So as you're investigating the statue, two goblins charge out, screaming and hollering from beyond the curtain wall of vines and brush out of the cave. The moss suddenly parts as a pair of green small creatures with melon-shaped heads and toothy mouths charge out, swinging crude swords made of sharp pieces of what looks to be scrap metal. These are goblins, a common pest that lives in the hills, howling battle cries as they charge to attack. And we'll even do a show of what the goblins look like, with their big mouths and their teeth. And that brings up our first initiative.
Woo! I'm so fast.
And I'll roll for Mirasol as well, because Polly's not here currently. And I'll also roll for the goblins. So the goblins go to 10 as well. And we're going to do it in descending order. So initiative goes in order of who's fastest to slowest. If there is an initiative where essentially everyone's on the same, in this case a lot of people on the same, the GM can be really mean and say that the monsters go first, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Or they can be nice and they can say, well, you can go first. Or you can use dexterity as a breaker, as a tiebreaker. But in this case, it'll be Ezrin, the goblins. Mirasol or Kira can go at either time. You can, because you're on the same, you can change which ones you want to go first. And then Valorous is last. Although Valorous does have weapons drawn, which is at least an advantage, as the others do not. So Ezrin, what would you like? What would you like to do? Two goblins charge out. One is right there.
Yeah, just out of reflex, Ezrin casts Burning Hands.
Okay. Burning Hands is a 15-foot... do you cast it like this? Or do you cast it otherwise?
I cast it kind of directly, fine focused right on the goblin that kind of came out and startled me.
Okay. So you're casting it on the goblin coming out and startle you. It's going to just miss Valios, because it actually goes to him first and then goes past it, and it burns the moss behind. So, Burning Hands. So let's see what we've got. Shoots fire, so it's 1d4 points of damage per cast level, so it's 1d4 points of damage. I'll roll that, just to make it quick. So there's going to be 3 points of damage, and the cone shoots from your hand, and everything flammable, and takes a full round to extinguish. So he's on fire. He takes 4 points of damage, and 3 points of damage, and he's on fire.
And can I still move?
Generally, how it works is that you move then act, but yes,
Okay.
you can move, but he is right next to you. If you move, he's going to attack you.
Okay.
So,
Well,
would you like to
gonna
risk
move.
that?
I'm going
Yes?
to. Yeah.
Okay, so you try to move out to there, so he will attack you with what's called an attack of opportunity, because you're moving out of his threatened square. And these short little goblins have something called a dog slicer. It is essentially a sharpened piece of metal which they use to protect themselves. A 7 misses your armor class of a 12. But he tries to attack and misses. The other thing that happens is that you also burn the moss. Now, that doesn't seem much, but let's move this one as well. And now you can see slightly inside the cavern from the light on the outside. The elf, though, who none of the party members are controlling, can see a lot more than you. Just as a heads up. But that is your action. There we go. It is the goblins' actions. Well, it's going to be a stacks on, because there's everyone just left. You did remove yourself from combat or from the immediate threat, so that everyone's going to be stacks on onto Valios. There's going to be 2 attacks, 1 from each side. 1, 2, just make things quick. Lots of dice flying. An 18 does hit, I believe.
Oh,
Just hits, actually, for 3 points of damage, and the 3 is a fumble and misses.
do I
little
have
bit
to
of
do
dice
anything to track my hit points? Oh no, you
I'm
did
tracking the hit points for you
Yeah.
just to make things faster and to speed
Cool.
things up. So that is their go, and it is Mirsol's go. Mirsol is going to come to here, here, and then to there. Mirsol is a thief, and they have something called backstab. Backstab means that if they can flank, which they are doing now, they can attack to a vital spot. So they also get a little bit of a bonus to attack, being a flank. So Mirsol is going to use her rapier, and if she hits, she's also going to do extra damage. These unarmored goblins have an armor class of 13, so it is a hit, with 3 points of damage, plus an extra 3 from the sneak attack. That's 6 as the second one is in case it was a critical. So the description of this is that Mirasol comes around and protects Ezreal's flank, or fleeing Ezran. And Valios, you see the blade come through the goblin from the other side, and its heart comes out as well as it comes out. And as Mirasol pulls back, the heart drops onto the ground, and the goblin also falls to the ground dead.
Yeah, they probably
And-
need their heart.
And still burning.
Nice.
Kyra,
How injured is Valeris?
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Not much.
Scotch.
All right. I am going to draw my scimitar, which is I don't remember what type of action it is. But I'm going to draw my scimitar and 5-foot step. Am I still able to attack? Or will I have to wait?
I would kind of. I'm just allowing more the drawing and being able to attack. Generally speaking, specifically to the rules wise, drawing is an action. But I
Yeah.
do allow drawing and moving and attacking just to speed things up and just to get used to things.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, I'm going to attack that guy. I don't remember how to say it. The only standing one.
Yes, the goblin.
Nice. I think.
So, An 8 is a miss, though. You needed a 13 to actually hit. So you strike you strike out the goblin, and he dodges out of the way, using the statue for a little bit of cover. And then it goes to the bottom of the round, which is Valios, with both weapons drawn, a little bit of blood streaking down your cheek.
Oh yeah, this goblin is toast. Well, the other one is toast. This one's going to be kebab. So I'm going to use my 2-weapon fighting thing. So do I just click short sword 2-weapon fighting and then long sword 2-weapon fighting?
You click one at the top, which will be the weapon you want to use first. So if you want to use longsword first, then that's the one at the top, and then the second one is when using 2-weapon fighting. That's the one you. Wait, no. No, you're absolutely right. You were right. If there's 2-weapon fighting, use the 2 ones down the bottom. You were totally right.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I'll use that. So I'm doing the short sword,
Yep.
and then I'm doing the long sword. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure one of those hit.
So with the short sword, you strike out, and it looks at the short sword as it clearly dodges it, which then leads to the long sword, just coming from behind its head and just removing its head with an. Let's see, that's 23 points of damage to a creature which only had 6.
Okay, so it's giblets.
Well, it's headless. Headless
You
is
killed
the
it
closest.
twice.
Yes, way over top of the, and one is still burning, and you can see a little bit of light shining into the cavern in front of you. So the moss croton is now been burnt away, and there's still a little bit of fire, but it's mainly dropped to the ground and smouldering. So you can see a small cave with a low ceiling. On the far side of the cave are a pair of. You might not be able to see actually. No, you can't see. So I'm not going to give you the full description because you cannot see inside the cave fully. But
Are we
combat
out
is
of
over.
initiative now?
Yes, we're out of initiative. Combat is over.
Yeah.
I'd like to come and cast light.
Oh, that's smart.
Yep.
I mean, you're a mage type person, so you probably have a good brain.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook you guys up.
Okay, so what is so what are you casting light on? Are you casting light on yourself, or on a weapon, or on a person?
Okay, I'm gonna cast light emitting from the top of my quarterstaff.
Okay, and it shines 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet additional light. So let's do that with dynamic lighting. I was expecting this, but you have to do it on the fly. So we go. Yes, for those watching, I'm dodging up those figures a little bit, but for reasons. So it should now be able to see differently, but that didn't work.
Nope.
That's because I'm using the other version, aren't I? Yes, I'm using the other version. So we go emit light. And a bit light. There we go. No.
Cool.
So
and
everyone
Ezra's
can
gonna
see that
look
you're
back
emitting
at
some light.
everybody. Ezra's gonna look back at everybody and say, "Please, beauty before age."
Well, in that case, I'm just gonna walk on in. That's what I do, and I'll try to look around a little bit more, like I'm turning in various directions, or maybe I might actually walk a little bit further. Yeah.
Actually, let's get that light a bit more. Yep.
I I would like to cast light on my scimitar as well before
Okay.
I go anywhere.
See, the problem with having light on the mage
Yeah.
is the mage is usually at the back.
All right, so let me grab that. Light.
There you go. So light has been cast, all is good, and the rest of the description is on the far side of the cave are a pair of straw mats with a battered chest. Off to the side of the passageway leads to a pair of stone doors.
I guess they were camping out here, huh, guys?
Yeah. Let's go check out that chest.
I guess I.
Which one is the
Sounds
sneaky person
good.
again?
Yeah, it's
That's the
Is that
elf.
Maricel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
when I enter the
I'm
room.
assuming that we have some familiarity with each other and what we do by this point.
The easiest way of putting it is yes, you would know each other. You would have a history. You can make up that history
Okay.
on the fly if you would like.
All
Yes.
right. Hey there, Slim. Think you can do something with that box?
So it'd be easier if you have a key, but if you want me to open it, then sure.
I mean, there might be good stuff in there.
Can I make a perception check just to see if I have any sort of like awareness that it's dangerous or not?
So there's a detect traps. Perception check is for searching for treasure and things like that.
Okay.
It's a chest. It's going to have treasure most likely. But there's a checking for traps specifically, which you may not be very skilled with compared to actual rogue, where
Right.
that's a specific skill for them.
Yeah, I do not have that as a skill, so.
No. So disable device would be the rogue skill. So where's my lockpicking skill? It's been a while since I've had to use these skills. Sleight of hand. There we go. Use that for it. Wow. Okay, that's a high number. So she flicks around with the lock for a little bit. She seems to pull out don't know where she pulls them out from, but she pulls out what looks to be a set of keys, and then there's more keys, and there's more keys, and more keys. Not really fully formed, but they're close enough. And she just keeps on checking and trying and fiddling around. And eventually, pop, the lock opens, and she steps back and says, "Feel free." She has not opened the chest, though.
I have a quick question. Are these stairs over here, or is this over here the door that you mentioned earlier?
So there's a door here, and there's
Yeah.
straw mats over here.
Okay.
And the straw
I'm
mats,
gonna go and stand kind of. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, the straw mats, there's a smell on both of them. Just a stench of being lived in, but not cleaned or anything like that.
I mean, no offense, but goblins, man. I'm gonna stand by the door just because I figure there might be something dumb enough to try to attack us.
Okay.
Ezra's gonna take the risk and open the chest.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, but a chest opens. Inside, you find a small sack. There's a very pretty dagger. There's a small glass vial with strange orange liquid, and that is all.
Would a spellcraft check or detect magic? I guess I don't have detect magic, but would spellcraft help me figure out what this orange liquid is?
A spellcraft or an arcane check? Let's see. Does actually specifically say
I have knowledge arcana.
knowledge arcana is what it is.
Okay.
A 1 is not going to be enough. Even though that 1 is a 9 with all your skill, a 9 is not going to be enough. So a 1's an automatic fail, no matter what.
Ezra's gonna hold this up and be like, I have no idea what this is. Anybody else want to check it out?
Well, we could do it the other way. Is you think that it is a vial of poison,
Okay.
and you're certain of it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I think this is poison. Does anybody else want to check this out?
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure.
Can we use it on other people? That
Well,
seems like a good idea.
I would
if
absolutely
there's someone.
like to use it on someone else. If
Under
nobody else
what
objects.
circumstances are we going to be poisoning someone?
No, I mean we're in a dungeon.
Well, Ezrin will poison anyone if he needs to serve himself, but I don't plan on poisoning anyone anytime soon.
If it's poison, then no good can come of it. We should just get rid of it.
I don't
Ezrin
know.
puts
I
it
mean,
in
some
his
people
cloak.
like poison.
Maybe we can sell it. Who knows?
And then
I'm
it'll be
gonna
around for
also-
someone else to use. You see the conundrum here, the quandary.
Yeah, I see some issues. Poison hurts people, but don't your weapons also hurt people?
We fight in self-defense, and we fight for good.
Poison gets the job done.
You're right, but I feel like we could use this poison for good.
I'm
If
gonna
you- if-
listen at the
if
door
you would like
while
it,
this
I'll-
goes on.
I'll give it to you, and you can
Yeah.
destroy it if you'd like.
I will hold it for safekeeping until we agree what should be done with it. If that is acceptable to you.
You're Kyra,
Yes.
so I go and give it to Kyra, and then I check out this dagger that I have.
Thank you for the
What
fallen
kind of
guilty. Checking out the dagger. The dagger's actually, without having to do a perception or anything like that, the dagger's actually really nice, fine quality. It would be a top dollar item in the market.
So I have a dagger on me, and I compare the two of them. And what do I find out?
Well, comparing the two, well, yours is a dagger. This is a really nice dagger. It's a lot sharper too. Feels better, nicely balanced.
Okay. And I say, if it's all the same to everyone, I'd like to keep this.
A little small for my taste, but
I,
it floats your boat. Go for it.
if you can use it, you certainly should.
Well, thank you all. And I put it in my pack.
So, yep.
Was Valeros, did Valeros say they were, or did
Yeah,
Kate
I
say
mentioned-
that Valeros was going to open the door? Or that
I was gonna
that he's-
listen at it, just see if
Okay.
there was anything on the other side. Like I'm brave, but I'm not that dumb.
Yep.
I should say I'm foolhardy, but I'm not that dumb.
Okay.
Like
Well, Maricel's our rogue, right?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Maricel's
Yeah, but
the
And we-
rogue.
And we
She
know each
stepped
other,
away.
so
Yeah.
let's ask Maricel if she'll check the door for us. Maricel, what do you think?
There doesn't
Will you
seem to
check
be a
the door?
lock on the door, and a locking mechanism is usually the chief issue with when there's going to be a trap. Whoever was going to be listening at the door, they can also do a perception check for a listen while I do a check for traps roll.
I have no idea what that number was.
Okay,
13.
so
Okay.
Miracel says, "I don't think there's any traps on the door, but there's not even a lock on the door. Valios, you hear the soft sound of maybe a spring or water coming from the other side.
There's maybe a stream or something. I don't know. Hey, with those light things, are you able to like light me up too? Because I'm probably not going to be able to see too well in here.
Okay. Can I cast light again on someone else?
In theory, yes, you can cast light as many times as you want. In practice, can we keep just one light to each casting?
Sure.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
one
sure.
person to one casting. Otherwise, we're just casting the same thing over and over again. And yeah. So
Well,
you either
Ezrin says,
yeah.
I'm an old man. I need to be able to see. So my apologies.
Okay, I
Maybe
get
you
it.
should have brought your lantern.
I mean, I have torches, but I figure, well, I could probably beat something to death with one of those.
With a torch.
I'm gonna put my short sword away and light up a torch.
Okay. So we've got another lit. Where are we? It's for Valios.
Yeah.
Dynamic lighting. Torches are. So just a quick torchlight search. It's listed on your character sheet, but I'm finding it here anyway. Is a 20 feet by 20 feet. Yep. Same as the light spell.
Okay. And do I need to click on it on my gear or whatever?
No, I'm doing all the stuff on your character sheet itself. So on your token, actually.
Cool.
There you go. So you might not see any difference, but there is a difference there.
Right.
When you
Because I'm in like a little alcove.
Yeah, because you're already in light of everybody else.
Okay. Does anybody want to go first, or shall I just barge on in there like a goofus?
Ezrin absolutely does not want to go first.
I have no preference as to who opens the door, but I am going to move on.
Okay.
So
Okay,
it's a
I'll
move
open
action to open the door.
Okay. So I'll just open it.
Okay. So all the scariness and all the everything, open the door.
Blah, blah, blah.
So yes, I know it's not moved on the map, but hey, you can see through where the door sits. So, where's my notes? The stone doors swing open, revealing a room bathed in shimmering golden radiance. Like sunlight reflecting off the ocean, the light emanates from a rune-covered fountain in the center of the room. Faint talking noises can be heard somewhere in this area. But of course, you can also hear the fountain.
Right. I'll step into the room to get away from the door to let other people see. Is that far enough to let people through?
Sure. I'm going to walk up to the fountain.
Ezrin's going to hang back like a mage does.
I would like to examine said fountain.
How are you examining it?
With my eyes at this time.
Well,
like,
I
I am just looking at it to see if there's anything that stands out, anything special about it.
Yep. As
Like, is the water a weird color?
As you're starting to look at the fountain, it's clear, like, you can see small little arcane iconography around the fountain. Small runes, magical runes around the fountain, and they're emanating a faint glow, which is then emanating into the water, and the water itself glows. Just that little bit of golden light, which sheds the light into the room, which you're drowning out with your torches and your light spells.
I'm going to kind of run my hands above it and look back at Ezrin and say, "There's some sort of writing here."
And Ezrin's going to be like, "Oh, interesting." And he loves this kind of stuff because he's learned magic late in life and is still kind of a student. So he's very intrigued and wants and I want to do a knowledge arcana check.
In this case, it's actually a knowledge religion rather than arcana.
I also have that.
When you look at, yes, when you're starting to look into it, it's less arcane but more religious writings. It's the clerical side. I didn't see what that result was, but I'm on the wrong screen.
It's a 3.
So 17 in total. Sorry, 7 in total.
Wow.
3 plus 4. You can't really understand it. Perhaps the cleric would have a better understanding of the religious connotations in writing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna say I think I'll probably like look at it while he was looking at it.
Yeah. So
the roll's already done otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do a proper knowledge religion. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if you could if there's assists or not.
There kind of isn't, but we're using more base rules. When you're looking closely, like looking at it bit more, it first came across as more arcana writing, and you see some religious significance in there. You can't really understand what it actually is saying or what it means. You can't really decipher it at this current point of time.
Ezra has an expression on his face that's kind of like he's happy that you didn't know either.
Yeah, It's
puzzling.
beyond me.
So, what are you guys trying to figure out with that thing? I mean, it's the fountain, right? It's just water.
Yeah. We were just trying to figure out what the runes and stuff said, but since we can't read it, we might as well continue on, unless somebody wants to stick their hand in it.
Yeah, isn't the water glowing slightly?
Is there like a cup or something? Like, do I have any kind of thing that I might put water in for a camp out or whatever?
What's on your character sheet? Do you have a cup?
That's a good point. I don't think I have a cup. I don't remember seeing that.
I have a water skin. If you need one.
I've got a water skin.
Well,
yeah,
water
like
skin?
I just want to get like a tiny little bit of the. I do have a water skin, so I'll like try to get it in there, but I won't like touch it, and then I'll try to taste a little tiny bit of the whatever it is.
Okay, so you empty out your water skin. I'm assuming off to the side, and then you put a little bit of water.
On the floor.
The water from the fountain glows slightly as it goes into the water skin. You can see it starting to dim, just that little bit. Once it's in your water skin, it's starting to dim from its glow. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to take a tiny little sip.
Okay.
Before it goes dark.
Okay. You take a tiny little strip. The water is cool and refreshing. It's actually
nice.
Like very cold and like almost chilled, but that's not a thing that you'd be used to or even know. That's a thing, like ice, almost ice cold, but very refreshing.
Okay. Yeah, it's brisk, guys. It's good. Actually,
very good.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't prank on people. I was going to jokingly pretend like I was joking. But Val has decided that playing pranks on their friends is not ideal. Yeah, I think it's probably okay. It's a little cold, but hey, that's nice. I'm assuming it's a warm day and we're all wearing like heavy robes and stuff.
Yeah.
And would you like to roll a d10, please? Oh, actually, I'll...
Me?
Yeah, so to roll, if you go to the top left-hand side, there is a d20 on the banner onto the side.
Yeah.
If you scroll over to there, it'll open up a menu which gives you the option of a d10. 7, okay.
I rolled it.
You feel refreshed?
Okay. Yeah, I feel great. Life is good.
Ezrin makes a joke and says, should I pour this vial in here, see what happens?
I mean, do we really need to poison the water?
The one that you handed to me?
Oh, yeah, the one I handed to you, yeah.
So I'm just taking
I should say not.
Okay. it was just a joke, but he's kind of like grimly looking at everyone because you didn't get his joke, and he's kind of hurt about it a little bit, but not going to let you know.
You'll have plenty of chances to poison goblins later.
So is anyone else
Hopefully, that's
interacting
all
with the
the goblins
water
will
or the
see.
fountain? There's a stone door to the south, and you can hear something coming from the north-ish area.
Actually, I want to do one more thing with the fountain. Since that small sip didn't seem to do anything bad, I'm going to cup some in my hand and take a bigger sip.
Yep. Again, it's refreshing. It's
Like
nice
directly
and cold.
from the fountain, not
Yep.
putting it in my skin though.
Yep.
Okay.
If directly from the fountain, the glow doesn't dissipate very much, but still, it's nice and like if it's from your hands itself, your hands are really cold when when the water's in your hands, and again, it's nice and cold and refreshing, and it's very different from what
This
you
is like
normally
a
find.
mountain stream. You guys should try this. It's pretty great.
Ezran's convinced, so he takes a drink.
Yep. Straight from the fountain, or
Straight from the fountain.
fantastic. Can you roll a d10, please? So off to the side onto the left, where it has like a d20 icon. That's the way we're going. No problem. Oh wait,
It is good, guys.
and as you say that, everyone looking at you can start seeing the eyes start to bleed, and the ears, blood starts coming out of the ears. Your fingers, like underneath your fingernails, are bleeding as well, and you take 4 points of damage.
What the
Oh wait,
what?
not 4. Wait, that's not straight 4. It's 2 points of damage.
Okay. I look over and say, what have you done to me?
Well, I mean, it didn't do anything to me.
Yet.
Oh. Is it one of those things? Am I gonna die?
No, you'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Sorry, Ezra.
Oops.
I guess I
It's
just
probably
didn't think.
reflecting his attitude that he has.
Don't worry, Drew. I'm doing the hit points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We did -2, then -2.
What if it doesn't like wizards?
I'm gonna go
No,
over
it
to
might not.
Ezran, and I guess I don't have extra cloth, but I'm gonna probably tear a portion of cloth off of a shirt or something, and pour some of my water skin on it, and like wipe the blood up to see if it's continuing, or if the bleeding is ceasing.
As you tend to first aid and wipe the blood, there's no. It's already gone. The effect has already happened. No matter, you don't know what the effect was, but it's already happened. It's not a continuation. But it looked quite bad initially.
Mm-hmm. Well, it stopped, so let's agree not to drink any more of the water.
Yeah, I'm
I
totally
mean-
into that.
Yeah, I still have some in the water skin, so maybe I could use that on somebody I don't like.
As you look
Or
back to the water
poison.
skin, the glow
Good
is
to
gone.
remember.
I'm sorry?
The glow has gone from the water skin.
Oh, okay.
There's still water there, but there's no golden glow from it.
Yeah, I might actually dump that out. That seems to be more prudent.
Maybe give it a good wash when we get back.
Yeah, I think I could probably just buy a new one, right?
I think it's not the water. I think it's the fountain, because the glow disappeared.
I mean, after seeing you just start bleeding from your eyes and stuff, I'm probably not. I'm not
Yeah,
into
yeah.
that.
Be a cautious
No.
person. I get it.
I definitely think
Yeah.
it's something we should come back and look into further.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
In the
there's
meantime, should we go check out the voices?
there's voices to the north area, or there's a door to the south.
Well, I'm just gonna walk over to the north area and kind of look.
So as Valos walks closer to the north, you can make out figures in the darkness, small figures chattering. They look like they're arguing to each other. You can't understand the language, but they're certainly arguing with each other, and they're pushing each other around. And there's it's almost as if they're fighting each other over something important. Totally ignoring you.
How I guess my question would be is how dumb is Val? Like how willing to do something just I understand that Val is kind of like brave and sort of rushes in. Yeah, so I think I see tiny things. I saw goblins. I'm putting goblins and tiny things together. Can I throw my torch into the middle of the room, like right about there? I don't know if that's pinging or not. But could I throw my torch into that spot and then like draw my short sword and kind of move into the room?
Okay, so you throw your light into the room, and
Yeah.
the light comes into the room, and you can see clearly that there's a group of goblins there, and they stop
Great.
talking.
I like killing
and
goblins.
they look at the torch. They look, and they start backing a little bit back. Out of like they're still a little bit in your vision, but yes, they back a little bit back.
Okay.
But they haven't drawn weapons or anything. You can see those crude looking blades at their sides, but they just looked at the torch and they stopped talking, and they just backed back a little bit and haven't said anything.
So Ezran
Alright,
speaks
well, I did-
Goblin.
Brilliant.
Could he hear anything?
Perception check, please. Yeah, no. You're rolling badly today.
You're probably
Oh,
like
man.
pretty sure they're speaking like they're talking about quantum physics or something ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like grand plans and schemes, like it sounds like a planning meeting for like some amazing, like maybe even a book or something. You don't really know.
Yeah.
Something strange.
Ezran's like, it must be a dialect that I couldn't understand.
I think they understand steel, and I just walk into the room. And I've swapped out I've got my short sword and my long sword out, right? So I'm just oh crap, that's a lot of goblins.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well I'm bracing myself for goblins
Yep.
to come attack. Like
So-
I'm just standing there with my weapons out.
The walls of
bring
this
it.
large cavern are covered with crude drawings of goblins. In the northwest corner, a throne made of animal bones, with a goblin wearing a crown of bones and feathers. 4 more goblins are now silent from their arguing earlier. On the throne the goblin on the throne appears to be annoyed. His ears that were covered before, and he seems to be very annoyed at the goblins that were actually arguing, and he seems to be like actually a little bit happy now they've stopped arguing, and happy that you've entered and stopped their argument. He shuffles up and like sits high up on the chair, and he calls out in a loud voice, guttural common, not very well spoken, but who are you? This is throne room for King Fatmouth. What do you want?
Are you guys killing farm animals?
He looks at the other goblins, and then, you pay us kill farm animals?
No. I don't think they understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does anybody speak like whatever it is they speak?
Ezran speaks Goblin, so he repeats exactly what Val said, but in Goblin,
Which is?
which is have you guys been killing farm animals in town in Sandpoint?
Not much. Not more than ever. We'll do more if you pay.
Killing them is what we do.
More if we pay.
You pay us, we'll kill farm animals. But we don't kill farm animals generally.
What else will
little
you do
rabbits,
for pay?
little things.
Kyra's gonna like walk over to join them because I can hear talking.
Well, now the conversation's turned to Goblin because you speak the native language. So he's now speaking in Goblin, ignoring everybody else.
What's his price? What's your price for killing farm animals?
He looks at you and he looks at the others now entering the rooms, and then he sees the dagger that you've now got tucked into your belt, the nice shiny dagger, and it's that. You give us that, and we'll kill farm animals for you.
And I say, if I give it to you, will you stop killing farm animals?
He looks at the other goblins, who then look back at him, and there's a very quick discussion. A lot of it in looks and visual, where they've got their backs to you can't really see, and then he sits back up again and says, "Deal."
So Ezrin whispers over to Val and Kyra, kind of consulting with his entourage. What do you guys think? Should we do this, or should we take them out?
What's this?
Oh, yeah, you guys can't hear. I explained to them what has been happening. And he doesn't realize that they couldn't hear him speaking Goblin. He just short-sighted
natural.
there. Yeah, just so natural that he explains what's going on and asks, should we give this dagger? I mean, I would really, really like to keep it, but I'm a team player here, so what do you two think?
Well, how have they been killing the farm animals? There was a black fang. Are they
Black Fang?
Yeah, I don't see how it could have come from one of them unless they're using some other kind of creature.
Okay.
What if you ask them about that? Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, so I take a look at the dagger, and I look back up at the Goblin King, and I say, well, this dagger's worth a lot. So can you tell me anything about the Black Fang first, and then maybe we can have a discussion about my price?
As you mentioned Black Fang, he sits back a little bit more and says, "You give dagger, and we stop killing farm animal. You do something for us, I tell you, Black Fang."
I explain this to my entourage and ask them what they think we should do. He knows about Black Fang, but we have to do something for him.
I mean, I don't feel compelled to kill any more goblins than we have to.
Okay.
I'm down for it.
Okay.
No, I think this is good discussion.
Yeah.
We should discuss this with them.
Talk it out first. Okay.
I mean, as long as they don't want us to do anything stupid. And they're goblins, so it'll probably be stupid.
It can't be evil.
Yeah, I asked the king what he wants us to do.
Me sister, Bucktooth, stole dragon toy. She's missing now. These idiots, and he kicks the nearest goblin, are too scared to find toy. If you go find toy, me let you live, and let you go through throwing from you as much as you want, and me tell you about Black Fang.
All right. I look over at the entourage and in common say, all right, we're doing it. He wants us to find his missing sister. And
Well, that's not bad.
I think we can do that. It's not evil. So I'm going to do this. And I walk.
Oh, don't bring her back. I don't want her alive. Just get the dragon toy. She stole it.
Okay. And I explained to them, okay, actually I was wrong. He doesn't
said
care
that in
about his
common.
sister. He just okay, yeah, he just wants the toy. So I walk up to him
Family,
and
am I
give
right?
him the dagger.
It's a toy. When the mouths open and close, and the wings flap. She was last seen going in cavern with spider webs. And these ones don't want to go.
Can they
Are
like
you
one
going
of
to go
them
that close to the
lead us?
king?
I'm trying to give him the dagger.
Okay. As you get closer, the other goblins move in, and they will shield him.
I'm
And
gonna move up a bit too, but
so they
not,
will actually
not
shield
like
if you get
super
close.
threateningly.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
he kind of indicates you give it to his associates rather than approaching the king. He seems to act a little bit more regal.
Okay.
Like
I say in Goblin, my apologies for not knowing your customs. Here's the dagger. We shall get you the dragon toy in exchange for the information about Longfang. In the meantime, no killing farm animals.
no killing farm animals. And he gets the dagger passed to him, and they all cheer, and he then instantly stabs the closest one with the dagger, just to test it.
Oh.
Goodness.
I mean,
This is the same
right?
one he also kicked.
And I just act kind of surprised and back away slowly and say, "Thank you, Your Highness."
Yeah, I will also point out these goblins have armor on them compared to the other two, which didn't have armor on them.
Okay.
To this side of the room seems to be a cliff. By the way, it's 20-foot escarpment up. We've got another exit to the south, and there's still the door in the fountain room. Where would you like to go?
I mean, do we want to get the sister first, the toy first, or what?
Well, I feel like now that they know we're here, if we start treating the place like it's our own and just going through doors and stuff, our deal might be off. So I think we should go get the dragon toy and then maybe explore later.
Works for me. You guys have the big brain.
Do they know anything about that fountain out there? Do you think?
I asked in Goblin, what's going on with that fountain? It made my ears bleed.
Some people good, some people bad. We don't play with it anymore.
Okay. And I explain exactly that.
Can you ask him what he means good? Because I liked it.
I relay the message.
Feeling nice and good, but hard to explain. Better skills, better other things, magic blessings from the gods,
Wow.
or curses from the gods.
I explained some people get punished, some people get blessings. I can't really understand the rest of what he's saying, but
Do the people who get blessings get them every time, or only, or can they get hurt too?
and I say I don't think he knows much more about it. They just don't even touch it anymore.
Oh, that's smart. Okay. What was the?
Once.
Oh,
You only get it once.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I mean, which way is something about spiders? You said something about
To
spiders.
the
I
south.
don't know.
To the south.
Oh, so this is where she went, down here.
Yeah, she went to the south.
Oh,
Okay. I explain this to everyone. We don't have to go far.
Past the
Let's,
fountain, she went to the south.
Okay. Oh, through the door. Makes
Yes.
sense. And I explain this to everyone.
Yes.
And say,
Goblins
actually, we
invented doors
can go
many years ago. We are superior beings.
Okay.
We invented doors so we can trap them doors. We put bucket above the door with rocks or water, so when you open the door, it falls down. Superior beings.
Did you do this to that door?
No, why would we do that to our own? This is our throne. This is our kingdom. Well, and he looks a bit sheepish, but doesn't continue.
Yeah. I say my apologies, Your Highness. I don't know your customs. So, are we gonna do
All right.
this?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go grab my torch
Like-
off the floor unless it's burnt out and go down to the.
You can relight it if it's burnt out. It's no problem.
Okay.
I haven't
I'll
changed
go
the
back down here.
lighting off your character, so
Gotcha. Well, yeah, like, does somebody want to listen at this thing? Because I'm kind of, I don't know.
I asked
All the
our
clanging of
rogue.
battle made me a little hard to hear.
to listen at the door or to check the door for traps.
To do her roguish thing and check for danger at the door.
So we're down a player, by the way. So we did have someone coming in, but they had a blackout right before we went live. So hopefully the power comes back on shortly, and we have a fourth player. I think it's disabled as ice. But even with the roll, she's quite certain. The elf is quite certain that there's no trap. But again, she doesn't actually open the door. This is a This is something that you kind of know. Even though she treks for traps or unlocks things, she'll then let someone else do that. So
I trust her. I'll go through.
So just addressing the chat, this is the Pathfinder beginner box. This is the pre-made beginner how to play Pathfinder with the most basic rules of Pathfinder that we're trying, because we're having a group learn Pathfinder for the first time, or as well as Roll20 as well for some. So welcome in, not so little party. So Valos, are you opening the door?
Yeah, I'm just going to open it. I trust the rogue implicitly.
Okay. You know that that's
Never
not always the
steered me
best from your history, but, well, that's kind of, yeah.
It's all in good fun, I'm sure. So I'll just walk in.
Where are we? 4. Scrolling to a different place. We need a room description. Okay. The door silently swings open to reveal a chamber bathed in red light. On the east side of the room, a pair of stone statues stand on either side of a dusty old altar that is inscribed with runes. Atop the altar sits a large red gemstone. A creepy red light from its is what's emanating from the gemstone. As you enter the room, a booming voice hits you. Approach with humility and live. And then silence once more.
Well, I guess I'll bow my head and kind of. No, I'm not really good with that. I move off to the side a little bit. Nah, what the hell? I'll move off to the side a little bit and say, hey, they want something humble. I'm assuming everybody heard that.
It was loud enough for us to hear, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm walking in now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's loud enough for you to hear. And again, as you walk in, same voice comes through.
Yeah, I'm not. Humble ain't me.
And says the same thing.
Yep.
My connection to the Roll20 server has been interrupted, so I can't move right now, just so you know.
No problem. You can, as you're, I'll put you at least close to nearby. As you're refreshing, you can, no problem. You can still act out what's going on and hear what's going on from this point of view.
Okay.
So yes, you hear the same approach with humility and live, and then silence.
Hmm. Well, I definitely want to hang back. I'm hurt, so.
Yeah. And off to the side, there's another stone door.
It's a glowing red rock in front of us.
Looks more than a rock. Looks like a gemstone.
Or, yeah. Okay.
But the glow is certainly coming from the gemstone.
I'm gonna slowly move forward.
Yep. There's no more voice. There's nothing else.
What are these here?
Those are
Like-
the two statues that I mentioned.
Yeah, I don't remember what they're statues of exactly.
They're statues of beings, humanoid figures. You can't really recognize what they are, as not really a creature you've seen before. But as you get to there, something else happens. As you get to there, let's change the layer. I will just sort this way. Flame erupts from the statues and bathing the area with fire. Valios, you are just outside the fire in that, like, where you've placed yourself. One step lower or to the side, you would have been inside the fire itself. Can I have I believe, hold on right there. Can I have a reflex save from Kyra? So, Alec, the reflex save is just below your ability points and AC and whatnot. Okay, so the difficulty wasn't that high, but it was higher than 4. The 4 is really bad. Let's do this. We'll do this openly because why not? You take 11 points of damage as the flames erupt around you and then disappear. You're not on fire, but you've just taken 11 points of damage. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's
So
exactly
the flames
what I
are
was about to do.
disappeared?
And the flames just disappear again. Yep.
Okay.
So
Is
then...
Kyra still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not looking good.
Okay, I'm gonna run over here and kind of like try to pull Kyra back, just like to get her out of wherever the fire would appear.
Yep. So we can drag the character token back as you pull out of the flames. Ezra, as you're outside the room, one thing you notice from outside this perspective, Valis, you're too close to the flames. The flames were just so close to you; they were just almost around you. But Ezra, from the distance, you notice one thing: the flames were only chest height.
Okay. So, can you explain a little bit more?
So
what
the
that means
flames
to
were
me?
chest height and above.
Okay.
So a small
it's-
creature or someone ducking could get underneath the flames.
Okay. So Ezrin
So I
relays this observation to everyone else and kind of uses his masterwork cane to stick in that space underneath to see if anything happens.
The flames only came out when someone neared the altar itself, near the steps to the altar. So unless you want to go further in to the altar, you don't believe it's going to actually trigger the flames and the fire.
Okay.
When we're ready, I'm going to channel positive energy.
To heal,
Yeah.
you can do that now if you would like.
Well, it's positive
I'm
energy, so
gonna-
it'll heal me and anyone who's
Nearby.
yeah.
I think my token needs light again because all I can see is a black screen.
Does that help?
I don't see anything now. Maybe it's my connection still.
Maybe needing to load through. But what I did is I just I drew everyone to your token. So
Okay.
if you're in the corner, I should have brought you to there. F5 may bring it back. So I'll put that on the GM layer. It's the wrong way. There we go. So positive energy. Kyra, get back 6 points. I'll put that onto your character sheet. So you're now on 8. And Valoros is now on maximum.
Okay.
Because it's a burst of positive energy that heals everybody around.
Yeah, what about Ezrin?
So Ezrin, yes. Also is now on max.
Thank
so
you.
Valeros has decided that because they were blessed by the gods with the fountain, Valeros is just like, as Ezrin said about the Fangs, Valeros will do like that little combat crawl kind of thing that people do to get under barbed wire, and why not approach the altar? Because I mean, I'm invincible. The gods have blessed me.
Sure, okay, if you think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ezrin got bloody eyes and ears, and that was nasty. So, I mean, I just feel like I've had a cool, refreshing drink.
Okay,
So
so
I'll go do that.
you drop to the ground, and you start crawling across the ground, which is now warm. From, like, the room itself
Okay.
is actually quite warm. And you start moving towards, where do you want to move your character towards? Like,
I think I'll go about this far.
yeah. Now, the problem is that there's steps that go up to the altar. That will raise you up.
I'm gonna stay like as low to the ground as I possibly can,
Okay.
and just
So
see what
when
happens.
when you get to there, the same flame shoots out, but no one's interrupts it, and it goes right over your head.
Okay.
And then
Do
the
I
flame
see
disappears.
like what I'd have gotten singed if I'd gone up the stairs?
If you're standing up or if you're up the stairs, what you notice is it actually doesn't hit the actual gem itself.
Okay, well then I'll just go right to the gem. Like I'll crawl up as quickly as I can to get at the gem.
Yeah. So you grab the gem, and then as you go back down, it hits off again, but you duck down, you're crawling, and the flames shoot off. And again, the room itself is getting quite warm right now. Valoros, though, when you grab the gem, it's actually really hot to touch. And you
I'll
take
wrap it in like. Okay.
You automatically take 1 point of damage from the heat, and then you can wrap it into something after it as you bring it down.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll wrap it in something, and I'll go like, okay, so here's this. It's really hot. Does anybody want to, like, I don't know, wave your hands over it and do whatever you do?
If I were to examine the room and the gem at this moment without actually touching it, like holding it in the cloth, could I make a knowledge religion check?
You can do a detect magic, which is probably more pertinent to this. You know that there's something magical from it. It was glowing. And it still is glowing a little bit of red light. So understanding what the magic is probably more important in this stage.
Yeah. Does detect magic tell you what it is?
It will, I have a handout to give you if you would like to do detect magic.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. So you cast detect magic. And let's see, let's bring this up. And assign it to your journal. There. So you now have a journal entry called Energy Heart.
Is that going to be in all of our journals, or
That's
just
only in Kira's journal because Alec was the one that cast.
How do
Okay.
I access the journal?
It
Oh,
should be there.
it's-
Just double click
I
it.
see it. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm still in the black. It seems like my
I-
token is not emitting any light.
Okay, so let's see if we
Here.
can do this again. I'll refresh it for you to see if I can do that again. So you're deliberately turning it off, then see if I can turn all of them off, then turn them all back on. Oops, wrong one. That one. So, vision, you should have. Let's see. On. Whoa, that was weird. That's got a -20. That should
Oh,
work
there we
now.
go. Yes,
So-
it does.
Somehow it had a +20 vision plus a -20 vision. And that was the
Okay.
issue. As you step into the room, it states the same thing of essentially bow and live.
Hmm.
So approach with humility and live. That booming voice. Sorry about that. Don't know how it got a -20.
Can I make a knowledge arcana check about the voice? See if I know anything about what's going on there.
You can, but I can just tell you that there's a common wizard spell called Magic Mouth, which you can affix to a location to repeat the same thing over and over again. And
Okay.
this is certainly that magical spell. There's a
Okay.
fix. So as you enter, it triggers it, and it says the same thing. You can converse with it, but it's not going to answer. It's just a pre-recorded voice.
Is it okay with everyone if I check the gym out as well?
Knock yourself out. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
anything
fine.
about this stuff.
Okay.
Or
Just don't
Kyra
touch
can say what it is.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna tell them what it does.
Sweet.
Okay. So, actually, I can do it this way. Show to all players. So, would you like to say what it does?
Yes. So, this gemstone is an item of protection that should reduce or stop you from getting as hurt from acid or cold electricity, or, which would have been handy, fire.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So that's cool. How do
I think
do we
whoever's
just have to
taking
hold
lead.
it or something?
The one person that holds it, that's who gets protected.
Okay. Do they have
I
to
think-
hold it in their hand?
Just on their person.
I think Valeros should keep it. As
Okay.
Valeros is entering rooms before us, and clearly there are traps about.
Yeah, I'm into
Well,
that.
I mean, I am protected by the gods, so. I mean, if you can't trust a goblin, who can you trust?
He is a
Yeah.
king, so
At some point, we'll go through the 10 fun facts about goblins.
So, is this a door over here to the on the left-hand side of the
It
room?
is a door, yes.
Okay. So, do we need to heal up or do anything else, or can I just start going through this stuff? I mean, I've got the protection of the gods and this magic rock.
it's dope.
My life is pretty good right now.
Yeah. I think since you have the magic rock, you should be more confident in yourself. And Ezrin, speaks this to Valeros and is like, You're much more lucky now. Maybe, you can move boulder. Not a rock, but boulder. More bold.
I'm not sure. You're fancy the way you talk, man. I'm gonna go over to the door and just like, I'm actually gonna just like not even ask our rogue friend to check it out. I'm just gonna go in there, just open it. I'm probably gonna die.
So I'm just just communicating to the person that has got the blackout. So you just go over there and just blazingly open the door. Like a brave... Usually that follows dead soldier, but yes.
Well, I mean, I've got protection from many sources now.
So you say. Thick
I'm
webs
convinced.
hang from the corners and ceiling from this room, and dozens of tiny spiders crawl about the webs. And that's what you can see.
Okay. Hey, there's spiders in here.
And as you enter, you can see about halfway down the room what looks to be a cocoon or maybe a body in the web. About so big. About 3 or 4 foot. Sorry, about 3 foot in size.
So goblin sister size.
Well, there's no dress hanging up there, but
Okay. I mean, I'm just thinking like we're looking for a goblin. Okay. I'll go a little bit further in the room so that anybody else who wants to can come in.
Mhm.
There's a body.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up as well when I get up to the room. Just like look around to see. Like,
So-
not even looking at the cocoon thing or whatever. Like, I'm just looking to see if there's any movement.
there's lots of movement with like the little spiders everywhere. But you can do a perception check to see if there's any other notable things going on. Anything hiding.
Yeah, before I actually walk in.
Yes.
Um, $18.
You don't believe that there's anything else that in there that you have seen. Well, there's lots of tiny
Odd.
spiders there. They seem to be the only thing moving through the webs.
How dense are the webs?
The webs
Like,
seem,
if I threw my torch at them, would they like?
the webs will burn. The mechanics is that you can burn 1 hex or 1 square of web with your torch per round and work your way through that way. But you think that if you try to work your way through the webs by force, they'd be quite constricting and you'd need to do a strength check to be able to get the next part. As in
I might
the
as well burn
mechanical...
them.
The mechanics is you can either burn webs 1 5 foot square each round, or as a standard action, or you must make a strength check to be able to leave a square from the web. So you can enter, but you need to use a strength check to leave each square.
Unless I burn it.
Unless you burn each,
Right.
yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'll just go over and like burn it. I feel confident. I feel
From
brave.
there, you are in web.
Oh, well, where am I not in web? Where am I like right at the edge of it? Oh,
So-
so over there.
You can see where it touches the edges.
Yeah, I see
Yep.
it now.
So I'll do a
Okay,
freehand
so I'll try to
drawing.
burn, because I kind of want to burn my way towards this area, towards the body. But I mean, I don't want to get stuck in it.
Yep.
So maybe,
So-
I don't know, I'll go down here.
Yep. And which square are you
Start
aim to
burning
burn?
the other way. Towards the body.
So this one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so we're just going to do a quick... Okay, that one's burnt. You spent your round
Yay.
burning that. Is anyone else doing anything else?
I was following her, and I'm just keeping an eye out.
Yep. So you've got your
And
same
I'm hanging
perception
back.
check. You're hanging back.
Yep.
Okay. So Valius, you can move one step further because you burnt that one.
Okay, so I can move this way.
Yep. So the
Okay,
markers
so I'll move there
above
and
you.
burn the next one over.
So you're spending your action to burn the next one. Okay.
Mhm.
It is as you're burning that one that we have something else happening. Can I have
Ooh,
Valios do a perception check? Can I have Ezra do a perception check? And Kyle, you've already done yours because you're looking out for everything in the room
Yep.
as well. We'll just use the same one because that's what was happening. And I'll do one for Marisol because Marisol is also there, even though I'm having to play the character. Perception. Wow, all these
I
rolls
have
are
no idea what I got.
horrid.
What was mine? I didn't see it. It rolled under the picture.
7.
Oh
Mine
yeah.
wasn't terrible.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very
Yeah.
perceptive.
So remember that the rolls themselves is just the D20 itself is not the actual final number. The D20 is adding to your perception or your skills, etc. So it's the sidebar.
But higher is always better.
Higher is better. Yes, much better.
I mean, always better. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. There are other systems where lower is better. Most notably, Call of Cthulhu, where you actually run under your actual skill itself. Your skill is out of 100%, and you're rolling under your skill.
Gotcha.
So, what happens is we have a turn order. So we have initiative, and in this one, what happens is that those that were surprised, and that is everybody except for Marisol, actually don't get to act.
Okay.
So what that means
doesn't
is
matter.
that Marisol does get to act. Marisol actually spotted the danger right as it was about to happen. And let's go to my GM layer and put the token layer as a giant spider comes out of a hidden corner of the web and starts to move towards you.
Wow.
There we go. Of course, at the highest initiative.
Yeah.
So how this surprise round works is that those that were surprised those that were not surprised, which is Marisol, do get to act. Those that were not surprised don't get to act, and then you act in the next round instead. These are the more basic rules that we're using. There may be more complex rules when you get to the full book. Yeah, it's kind of a good thing. So there you go. And so let's get into a combat. Do we have a combat music available shortly? We do have a spider battle here. There we go. I knew we've got one here.
Definitely not spider.
So we haven't really had the battle music yet, but this is the battle music we're using. Okay, so the spider's going to come after Ezrin. The spider, because the native environment is the webs, do not have to burn the webs or doesn't have to make a strength check in the webs. He's going to come towards Ezrin and is going to try to bite Ezrin.
Oh crap. One of those is the best.
Okay. Yeah. So Ezrin, in a single bite, goes to the ground limp. In a single bite. Marisol steps over the body. Yeah, a big ugh. Sorry, we can go. Is that better one?
Oh,
Yeah, that's better than mine.
I love that one. Marisol steps over the body, kind of almost defending the body, and has a strike. Valorous, you don't get to act because you're surprised, and let's get to Marisol's.
yep. I'm quite surprised.
Rapier. Does hit for 6 points of damage. And then we skip the rest of the round, and we go back to the start of the round, which is the giant spider, which is still bad. We didn't even account for the web, by the way. So, oh, sorry, not for the web, but for the poison. Misses Marisol. Okay. Valoros. Now it is your go.
Okay.
On the second round of combat.
So I can move. How does my movement work? Would I be able to run over to like here without getting in the web? Like boom, 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 and then
You would have to
stab at
move
the
to
spider with
Kira's
my longsword?
space, then to
Okay.
here, then to here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll try to stab at the spider with my longsword because that's the only thing I've got. I've got a torch and my longsword in my hand.
Yeah. You can also go to here and go to this square, but leaving
Okay.
that square is going to be an issue. As in, you can go into this square, but leaving the
have
web
to
square
do
might be
that.
an issue. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine just standing here and stabbing it.
Yeah.
But that's what I do best, I think.
Yes.
So because I'm only using one attack, I use this one, right?
Yeah. Use the top one, which is the
Okay.
best one to hit.
Oh crap!
But a
Okay, so
one
that
is
was
not a
bad.
good one. So you try to slash out with your longsword, and it just gets stuck in the web itself, and you're pulling and pulling. You get it out, you're freed, but that is your entire action. Meanwhile, Marisol standing above the almost paralytic body of your friend on the ground. Kyra, it is Marisol's go. She's going to just do a straight attack. Now she can actually has another weapon ready, and she can do both weapons. She's going to do a... Oh no, she can only do one weapon. Which is the rapier. And I believe that is a miss. Again, she tries to stab into the spider. Definitely moves out the way. Ezrin, let's have a look at the poison, shall we?
Let's do it.
Because there was poison in there, and if it's a paralytic, you're good. If it's a damage poison, not so. And of course, so spiders. Where we go? So species hit dice. So a spider of this size, a man calls the depths of the funnel. Giant spiders have +2 racial bonus versus poison DCs. Other species, okay, not that. That's not what the poison I was looking for. Why is that not coming up? We'll just assume that it's a paralytic poison because I'm not going to hunt through all the manuals to find that if it's not there.
Yay! Yay!
Yay for me not prepping enough. Usually when a GM doesn't prep, it's bad, but in this case, I've got to give you the benefit of the doubt, so it's me not prepping. So the poison is each time the poison bites the character. Can I have a saving throw, fortitude saving throw, please, from Ezrin? It is a failure, but it is not a damage-based poison. It is a sickening. So you feel sick. You're not dead. You are not dying. You are on 0 hit points. You can move a little bit, but if you move, it may attack you.
I'm gonna play dead.
You're going to play dead? Okay.
That's smart.
So you're actually underneath like another character, so you actually have something called the sickened condition. I'll put onto your character sheet. Done. You get a little bit of minuses here and there. That does last for a little bit. Kyra, what would you like to do?
I'm going to 5-foot step, and I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on. I think Shield of Faith is the one I want to do. Shield of
It's a good
Faith
one.
on Valeros.
And do your casting. Okay, so standard action. It's attached to touch Valorous. Lasts for 1 minute per level, so 1 minute. And Valorous now has a +2 to the AC. I'll just put that onto your character sheet as a temporary modifier. Where's your armor class?
How big is this spider? When you say giant,
It's-
like is it giant compared to normal spiders, or like giant compared to people?
Well, that's exactly it. It's a giant spider compared to normal spiders, so it's about the size of a dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So your armor class is now 19 instead of 17.
Sweet.
And so that's a very valid use of the spell. It's actually really good. The giant spider gets to go.
Thank you.
It's going to attack Mirasol, because Mirasol is protecting its food. One button. There we go. Giant spiders from the top. It misses. There was another 20 there though.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was the critical threat.
So the first die, which
okay.
was the 3, the confirming die was the 20. So it misses blatantly. Valorous, you now have a much more armor class.
Okay, so I've got a sword in my one hand and I've got a torch in the other one.
Yep.
If I were to do 2-weapon fighting, am I allowed to swing with the torch too?
You can.
Okay. So I'm sorry.
I'm just bringing up the details of Torch. It will do 1 point of fire damage. So it deals bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So you do 1d4 plus 1 point of fire damage is what it's going to do for you.
So am I allowed to, like, I don't know, can I drop my torch and pull my short sword attack, or
You can.
Can I?
You can do that as well.
I can.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just throw the torch down, grab the short sword, and just try to double stab it
Okay.
with both.
So I was just starting to put in Torch into your character sheet really quickly. You
Okay.
can do it that way
So
instead.
I'm doing short sword, and then long sword.
That's a
I-
good
I-
hitter.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know what that one was though.
Okay, so we'll go to the short sword, which is 20 for 2 points of damage. You have a 16, which is a hit for another 5 points of damage. So a total of 7 points of damage if you combined 2 attacks. As
And I just screamed something like, "Get away from my friend!"
you can scream as much as you want.
Yeah, I'm very mad at this spider right now.
As you
And
can see
thanks,
from its
Kira.
outline, it's taking quite a lot of damage. And I think Mirasol is the next person. Detecting the not unconscious, but feigning death. And it misses. Oh, wait, is that a miss? No, it does hit. Does finish off the spider, and it dies.
Yay! Eat it,
And the-
spider.
If I channel positive energy, will it heal the dead spider?
No.
Okay.
You get to choose who to heal. Well, the spider's dead, so it's not going to take it. You don't get to
Yeah.
choose who you heal.
Yeah.
But yes,
But it won't take it because it's dead.
exactly.
Okay. Then
That was
I'm
the unfortunate.
yeah, I'm gonna channel positive energy then.
Okay.
So,
To do the channeling, and
Mm.
how much do we get back? 6 points of healing for everybody.
You're good with that. Oh yay! You're.
I
That's
am
like the
blessed
second time. Yeah, you're
by
very
Saren
positive.
Ray.
Yeah.
So the bad part about mages, generally they don't have much hit points. But later on, their spells become so powerful. At the start, it's all about protect the mage, protect the mage. At the end, the enemy's like, kill the goddamn mage because they're going to blow us up. That's where it comes into
Gotcha.
the effect.
So in the early stages, though, they're like super weak, basically, and getting murked.
In the early stages, they're very frail. They don't have as much health.
Okay.
But so your party generally will want to protect them because that protection pays off later because they become so much damage. The fighters are the ones in the front line, essentially trying to defend the mage from doing all the damage.
Right.
That's kind of how the party dynamics usually end up. Although there's other classes which these are the most base version of the ideas with the pre-mades.
Right.
But either way, you can now spend all the time you like and going through the body, and yes, it is a female goblin. She's even wearing a bridal veil once you cut apart the.
Oh. Is she
once you-
dead?
She's very much dead and emaciated.
Okay.
But underneath, she's wearing a bridal veil, and you see in her hands a little wooden dragon toy. And when you pick it up, the jaw drops open, the wings start moving. It's of quite high craftsmanship, certainly not goblin craftsmanship. Maybe a rich merchant or a noble's child would have had something like this.
I'm sorry, I almost got you killed. My overconfidence was our undoing. Val is taking this as a learning moment.
Can I see that toy for a moment?
Here, yeah. I'm gonna go look at this other part of the room. Wait,
And I'm gonna detect magic on the toy.
You cast Detect Magic. Where are you?
so
Okay.
does that mean 60 plus 0?
What 60 plus 0?
The two dice. One of them says 60 and then one of them says 0. So
That's for another subsystem, for spell failures, which we're
okay.
not using. If you are certain classes like a mage or wizard, etc., can cast spells by wearing armor, but there's a check to see if you can actually do it. Generally speaking, you don't want to wear armor if you're not supposed to, like for spell casting, because you're wasting spells a lot of the time. But for a cleric, unfortunately, it's just a subsystem which will automatically roll. It means absolutely nothing for us.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thanks.
The toy itself is not magical. It's well crafted, and if you you can see the inner workings where if you move its tail, the wings flap and the jaw opens and closes. It's all interconnected. Good craftsmanship. For Valus, what you can see further down there is I've got a note here. Oh, where's my number 6?
And if I needed to, I pulled out another torch.
Yep. Standing in the middle of this cavernous corridor up ahead seems to be a strange stone pillar. Odd symbols, faintly glowing glyphs run up and down the side of this 10-foot tall obelisk sides. On the east wall, slightly down, you can see what looks to be writing if someone's used chalk to write on the rough stones. And from this vantage, you can actually read that it says, "The goblins fear the room. Do not venture through the crypt to its lair. Its breath is death." And that's written down here instead.
Okay. Well, I will yell back what I've seen.
Wow,
So
can
everybody else does that.
well, Ezrin would like to go check out the glowing writing.
So the writing's down here, but the obelisk is here with the actual glyphs.
Okay, yeah, that's what I like to check out. See if I can read it from here.
Okay. So would you like to do a Arcana check? Knowledge
Sure.
Arcana.
I'm gonna go about right here and just be ready to protect him because I learned my lesson.
So as you can see, the sickened condition is still affecting your rolls. And you've got an 18 result, which is enough to realize that it's not actually like the glowing seems to be something secondary, has almost no meaning itself, more to attract the version that there are glyphs on here, which is kind of strange. But you notice one thing as you look around the obelisk, there's so many different glyphs, so many different things, but there's only one thing that's ever repeated across the glyphs, and that is the symbol for water. And you notice that it's repeated on all four sides of the obelisk, that same symbol for water. None of the other glyphs are repeated on this obelisk at all.
I ask if anyone has water. Or did it get all poured out?
I mean, I
I
had
still
a
have-
wineskin. I don't remember if I got more.
Well, you can
Well,
also
I-
see ahead of you that
Yeah.
there's a large cavern where you can start seeing that there's water in the cavern.
Okay. Well, I tell them I think there might be something wrong with the water, or the water may be dangerous, or it's somehow significant because it's repeated over and over again. 4 times.
Maybe we don't go into the water.
I would
So
start
I
with
have
that,
that-
yes.
So I have that rock still, the stone, right? So I'm gonna kind of move
Yeah.
forward and just like see, like here, because maybe I'm a little bit safer.
So, where am I? This one. A large pool dominates this chamber. On the far side of the pool, a small island on which something glitters in the faint. And with your light and your torches, you can see that there's a chest that sits on that small island.
Well, we didn't come here for a chest. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm gonna walk up. 'Cause it's good to stay together.
I'm perfectly fine not going in the water.
Well,
Of course, I am wearing very, very heavy armor.
Which does affect your swimming ability.
I would like
Oh,
to
it's good
find
that they have a
out
mechanic for that.
about this Black Fang. And
Yeah,
perhaps
let's
we
go
should
check
see
out
what
Black Fang.
the goblins have to say about it.
Yeah, and then come back if they have any knowledge about this room. Possibly. Yeah, let's go back to the goblins, you guys.
Do we have any water on us, though?
I have water.
Can we, like, squirt some on the pillar? I just want to see what happens.
Good idea.
I'm going
Like,
to.
I mean, I'll even do it if you want me to and take the risk, but it's just like,
I'm gonna hand you my water skin and move over here.
yeah, why don't you guys back away? Like, I'll go right here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on it. Like, I'll hose it down a little bit once everybody's moved away.
Yeah. Mirasol sees that you're about to do something with something that's magical and just starts backing away, and everyone starts backing away as well. When everyone's set, you start pouring water on the pillar. On which side?
I mean, I guess I'll start with. I mean, I don't know. I'll just pick one at random. I guess the one that's facing the water currently.
Okay. So you pour water on the side that's facing the water. Are you pouring on the symbol of water?
Yeah.
Or just on it? Okay. Nothing happens.
I mean, yeah.
Nothing happens. It's now wet.
Okay. I'll try to pour a little bit more on other things and then do the same thing around on the other side.
You pour water, you're essentially splashing water on the pillar. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Maybe try using water from the pool.
Quick question. How far from town are we right now?
You can, if you'd like to go back to town to get more stuff, that's doable. But yeah.
I just want to know if I need to ask her to stop dumping out all of my water, or if
no,
I'm going to need more.
You're easy travel to and from town, and there are creeks and there are other places you can get water. Or there's the fountain above, which you can always get fresh, cool mountain spring water from.
Not going to happen.
I mean, I would do it because I'm convinced that the gods love me.
And you only get affected once. So
yeah. So I mean, like, I can't be hurt again. So I'm gonna. How about this? If somebody is willing, would they go and grab some water from the pool and use my empty wineskin for that? And meanwhile, I'll go over to this and kind of like cautiously, like, fill the skin with some water, like, and then come back here and try that again.
So you try it again, nothing happens. And Ezra's not going back to the fountain after the bleeding eyes and the.
No, Ezra is very smart.
I suspect that whatever this whole thing is probably dangerous. And I don't know if it's what's been killing our farm animals. Like, whatever's going on in this room, we should talk to the goblin, find out where Black Fang is, because if it's not in this room, we can just go. They've said they'll stop.
You're very smart, so I think we should do what you said.
I agree.
Okay,
so
I think the plan is to go back to the goblins and not deal with whatever this is.
Exactly.
As a GM,
Ezra's already walking back.
As long as it's not affecting anything else.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Ezrin here, like the whole way around.
Thank you.
Like, I just don't want you getting murderized.
Yep. So we'll take a break here, and we'll come back with the goblins, and you don't have to move your characters back to them. I'll move them for you back to the goblins.
Oh, okay.
So I think
what
most
time?
people
How long for the break?
In theory, it's 10 minutes. In reality, it's probably going to be 20 minutes. So stick around. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Gildy, for actually coming in for the first time. Because it's really great to see you finally in my own channel, not just everybody else's that I know. So we'll be back shortly. We'll put on some more sounds, more Syrinscape. We'll go into a tavern. Less moody music. We'll go into a friendly tavern. Even a bar fight. Who knows?
Sweet.
If I can spell a tavern. Because I can never spell taverns. There we go. There. How about a bar fight? So we'll be back soon. And stick around. Bye. Okay, we're good. We're back to live. We're unmuted. Hi, everybody. We're back. Back for our second. I think we've swapped places a little bit. Yes, we have. So I swapped a little bit of places. I'll just have to check that and make sure that's corrected. So if you're coming back and So if you're coming in just in, my name is Goblin. We're playing through the beginner box for Pathfinder, the original Pathfinder beginner box, 10 years old. It's a really nice starter game for how to play Pathfinder. Pathfinder is very different to some of the role-playing games that people see because it's got a more complex rule set, but you can actually bring the rule sets down to a very simple version, a very base version to learn, and then expand them out as you wish, which kind of helps getting into a system. And that's what we're doing here. We're using only the base system, and we're learning the system itself. So I'm just going to quickly swap some people across because videos got changed over in the break, and there we go, we're good. There we go, we're set. We have a fourth player who's currently undergoing a power blackout, which happened right before we went live. Unfortunately, they might be missing this game, but we might be able to might have them in at a later date because we're running this again and running other games similar. So that's pretty much all the talkies. Also, you can donate to the channel too. If you're out there, you can donate to the channel if you're watching live, and each donation with a hashtag or a player name will give that person a dice to help them in the game. Starts with a D4 for $1, D6 for $2, D8, D10 to D12. If it goes past D12 though, I get a D20 and I will use it against the players because it costs more to be mean to people. That's how it works here. But as for that, otherwise we've got Syrinscape, our audio, and I think that's all our bookkeeping. Let's get back into this, shall we? We open our scene in a large cavern with goblins spread around the Goblin King Fatmouth, with his crown is made by little bones. Now you see in the second time, they look like more bird bones than anything else, and feathers around his crown. He's happy to see you as he greets you as you come back into the room. And we'll open back up to the room of where you are, with King Fatmouth. There we go. So what would you like? Let's actually get rid of the tavern noise as well. That's totally wrong setting. So who wants to speak to the King Fatmouth? What would you like to say?
Since I speak Goblin, I will tell him that we found the toy for him. But first, I'll show it to him. But first, we want to know everything he knows about Black Fang. What it is, why it is.
So, he as you approach, he sits up again, nice and regal on his little throne. The other goblins are excited. He says, "Give first. Give toy first. Then we tell. We tell secrets."
I glance back at everyone to see what their facial expressions are.
You guys are speaking Goblin.
Oh yeah, I forget. Once again, I turn around and I say, he wants it first before we give him the information. What do you think?
You already gave him the dagger.
That's true.
It's not magic, so it's just a
Okay.
toy as far as I can tell.
Okay. So I
Does he
I
even care
hand
that his
the.
sister's dead?
We don't. He doesn't know that quite yet. But how about I hand him the toy, or I hand the toy to one of his underlings here and tell him that a spider killed his sister.
He seems actually happy that someone's killed his sister, and he doesn't have to share his toy or share his throne with his sister. And if you give it to the underling starts playing it. Another underling slaps him, takes it from that first one, and then that one gets kicked, and then again there's this fighting, squabbling, until he pulls out that same dagger and stabs the person that's currently got it, and then takes it from the goblin, and the other goblins settle back down again. You've given him a new weapon to play with, and he likes it. He says, "Sister dead, yay! I am the only leader here. I am the ruler of my kingdom. Well, apart from that thing. If you must know, the Wirram is that way," and he points to the escarpment off to the side, over in this direction. Climb up there, and that's where its lair is. It's got a hole in the roof, so if you can, so it may be there, it may not be there, but is that way. But I'll tell you this. Its belly is soft, so hit it in the belly, softer.
So I turn around and relay all of this information to my companions, tell them about the soft belly, say we don't need to travel far to go take care of this. Would you guys like to proceed?
Did they say what it actually is?
He said that it's a creature with a soft belly that lives over here. I'll ask him just a second. And so
He did use a word, an old word. Would you like to do an Arcana check or knowledge dungeoneering if you have it?
Sure. I think I do here. Oh, where did my player sheet go?
It will be there somewhere. If you shift and double click on your token, then
There
it will
we
bring
go,
up
I
your player
got it.
sheet.
I'm going to do knowledge dungeoneering.
At
That
20,
seems like a good number.
it's a very good number. I'll also take the sickened condition off your character because it's expanded, it's gone, you're feeling better. So I'll take that off, there you go. So with a natural 20, or with the 22, you realise that Wirram is an old language, an old variation of a dragon.
Yeah, so I relay this to everyone and say he thinks it's a dragon in there.
Oh, wow.
Seems like Valero should be the first one to go in if we're going to go.
I do have my magic rocks, so like a dragon?
That's what he said.
He nods
Like,
and he points. He gets his toy and wiggles the back, and the wings flap and the mouth opens.
they gotta be confused. I mean, it's probably like a lizard or something that they're just afraid of. Yeah, well, let's just go.
Let's go.
Goblin's not too with it.
I mean, I would be prepared for a dragon, but when it comes to fighting one,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
belly
I've got the rock.
sounds like.
Yeah. Okay. So we just stab it in the belly and
get out of
Okay.
here. Yeah.
have they seen the dragon? Just like do they know how big it is?
He
I
takes
confirm with
the,
King Fatmouth.
He can hear common. He's responding to your common, and he takes the little toy and wiggles the back and flaps and.
So it's a little dragon, maybe. Okay. That can't be too bad.
Mm.
Let's go see.
Something needs to be done.
Yeah. I mean, we have to do what we said we were going to do.
Before we go
I
in,
would
does
like to get
anybody
paid.
have any healing spells or anything like that?
Are you hurt? I thought
Yeah,
we're all.
I still am missing
am-
2 of my 8 hit points.
I am missing
Oh.
one of my 16.
Yeah.
I think
2 out of
still
8
from the
compared
rock.
to 15 out of 16. There's a difference there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
No, I'm just
6
saying.
out of 8.
Yeah.
I think maybe hang back a little. And
Okay.
And how's that worked today?
It's not worked out very well so far, but
I will say
The
position.
clerics are healer, so
Position. You've been in a bad spot for most of these issues.
Yeah, like if you and Kira kind of hang out together, like she could probably do something to keep you from not dying.
yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
I'm
So-
just
Bolero charge in, I guess.
no, no charging.
Well, I mean, I'm not charging. I'm
No.
just at the escarpment now.
Okay.
We should
I'll be-
proceed cautiously. Perhaps Marisol might go first this time.
Yeah,
Well-
that makes sense.
Bolero's not really the cautious kind of guy, though.
Just checking.
I
Nut Polly's
mean-
still not able to join us.
I'm being told that I should probably be more careful, so I'm going to try to do that because the last time I wasn't careful, it almost lost me my dear friend Ezrin.
So the escarpment is 20 foot high. You can see that the cavern goes further inwards, but there's a 20-foot climb to get up there, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge.
I'm a climber.
It actually does require a climbing check.
Do
Okay.
we?
So is our dear roguelike friend doing it, or should I do it?
Or would you like to put Marisol
They've got
climb
climbing.
first?
I can give Marisol a boost if that would be necessary.
So a boost will lessen the amount she has to climb, but she'll still have to climb. If that's what you're offering. And is
Yeah.
that what you? Yep. Okay. She'll do a climb check then. Here we go. So Marisol, with the boost, gets to the top, and you hear Marisol say, "Hey guys, there looks like a piton up here. I can throw down a rope if," and then you hear her scream, and everything
crap.
stop.
Okay, so I'm basically just gonna run up there as quickly as I can, or climb up there. I can climb.
So you start climbing up, and you get about 15 feet up, and then you slide back down. Taking 2 points of damage.
Okay. Can I light a torch and throw it up there?
You've got a torch in hand. You can always throw your torch up there. There's light coming from the two people with you at the moment.
Okay, so I'll throw my torch up there.
From above, you hear combat.
Can I climb it again, or?
That's 1 round. What is anyone else doing?
I think it's.
I'm gonna ask the goblins if they will help us get up to the top.
They are currently laughing at Valos's attempt to climb up and forward. They are laughing and pointing. That is exactly what they're doing.
I
Do they have a
mutter
rope?
something about killing the little ships under my breath in Valerian or whatever language it is that I speak.
You don't see any rope in here. But they
I'm
are
ready
laughing,
to try to
and they're
climb.
having fun here.
Yeah, I have rope also. If anybody needs it, I think. Oh, I have a
What's to
grappling
the
hook
south
and
here?
rope.
Is there another way in, do you think?
They're pointing.
What are they?
That's the way.
I
You
I
have a grappling hook?
hook and rope. Yeah. So
All right.
I should probably have checked my gear.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll come in handy.
So you have to take at least 1 round to tie the grappling hook to the rope. to get it all out and put the grappling hook to the rope, and the next round to then throw it up. You were
So,
told that there's a piton up there. A
There's a
piton
what?
actually onto the ground, which would be amazing if you can hit it. But you're throwing blindly up an escarpment. Would you like to throw the rope? I have a difficulty class in mind. Just a D20. A D20 roll flat. I have a number in mind. 2 numbers in mind, actually.
Okay. Who wants to? I'm probably stronger, so I
Yeah.
can do it.
Ezrin's an old wizard, so he
Oh,
doesn't
good
have
point.
those skills.
I'm not great at throwing.
Okay. So we'll take the first one, which is a 15. On a 15, the rope goes up there and feels like it's hooked into something.
Okay. I'll try to tug it a couple of times.
There's a little bit of give, but and then as you pull like that last check, something falls
From up there.
from up there
Oh shit.
as
So it's our
Mirasol
dead friend.
drops.
Oh shit.
Did you
Oliver,
hook your grappling
with
hook into her?
the grappling hook hooked into her limp body.
Is she?
Is
Did she
she
fall
dead?
down by us?
The grappling hook pulled her body over the edge.
Well, that's not great.
Yeah, but I mean, did she just? Where did she land?
Oh, yes, then
Oh.
pretty much right there. So it was pulled down right to your feet.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
Grappling
have
hook
fly
embedded.
as a skill. How does that work?
Fly's a weird skill. You kind of need to have fly with a spell that allows you to fly.
Okay.
Fly. But it gives you the ability to maneuver while flying.
Okay.
Natural creatures which have the ability to fly can also pick up flying, and again, that's a maneuverability. It doesn't allow you to do
she-
this.
Okay.
Is she dying?
You think that something attacked her. If you'd want to do a medical or perception to
Yeah.
look into a bit more of that.
Okay. Can I do a heal check?
Healing check is a medical, yes.
Okay.
So I'm learning different systems, and they're all slightly different names of the same thing.
Yeah.
So a healing check of 15. You look at her wounds. It looks like the fall may have actually killed her, may have been the final blow, but something certainly attacked her. And let's see. Although she hasn't really taken any blows, she certainly looks like she's taken blows from a sharp-bladed weapon. Like several sharp-bladed weapons, and not just from one direction.
Oh.
Something cut her.
Yeah, so it wasn't quite like a dragon.
This is these are slashes, not stabs.
Mhm.
Correct.
Slashes, yes.
Well,
I think we should go check the other room to the south to see if there's anything that we can use to get up there.
Yeah.
well, I mean, we've still got a grappling hook and rope.
I don't really have a
We
climb
can
skill.
use that, but I'm not sure. I mean, I can climb. I've got climbing skill. But I'm thinking that maybe that frontal assault is not the smartest choice. I know that's weird coming from me, but I mean, our dear friend is not alive.
And I'm like,
I
on
was
my
just
deathbed
thinking perhaps
always.
we might look up or go and look and come back.
Okay.
We don't need to assault anything, hopefully.
Well, I'll try to throw the grappling hook again.
Wait, you're down two points, right? And you said you're on your deathbed.
I'm always on my deathbed. is what I
Yeah.
said.
Wait,
So
you're down 2 points, or you're down 2 points?
I'm
By
at
two.
6 hit points.
Yeah, by 2.
Okay, okay.
Just wanted to
The-
make sure.
there is
Well,
a
the hook probably fell down and hit me on the head. So
yeah. So there's a difference between Ezrin being down by 2 hit points when the maximum is only 8, or Valorous being down by a hit point when maximum is 16. That's the difference that
I
we're
mean, but
looking
this
at.
paperclip really hurt.
Yeah, but he's still like mostly good.
But
Maybe
Frey,
he's got a
I should-
limp.
Maybe I should hold the gym for a little while.
Yeah, if you want to go up first.
Well, if we even can get up
Like,
there.
here.
Do I need climb as a skill to be able to go up a rope?
if you have a rope, you know it'll be much easier. Mechanically wise, the difficulty if using a rope will be 5.
Okay.
The current difficulty is
Okay.
way higher than that.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
if you
so-
fail,
Are there?
and if you fail by 5 or more, or you fail by more than 5, then you slide down and take a little bit of damage.
Okay. So I don't have climb as a skill, so I can give it a try. But if I fall, I'm gonna get pretty effed up.
You would probably want
Yeah.
to have a rope. Specifically, your
Yeah.
character
So-
would want to have a rope.
I mean, I don't have a problem taking the brunt of whatever is up there. I don't want you to die. That would be bad.
Yeah, it would be.
Uh,
We got to take care of this black fang matter, you
Yeah.
know. So
yeah.
I say
What
throw the
about
grappling
thing
hook.
to the
again.
south? What if we went
Yeah.
to the south and like looped around a little?
So
I'm into that too.
one of the other rules as well in the full game is something called taking 10 or taking 20. Taking 10 or taking 20 is when there's a roll where you don't have any bad repercussions of the roll, you can do it again, and then again, and then again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Taking 10 just means you try 10 times, and you essentially just add 10 to your roll or 10 to your ability, and then that's what you take. Or you can take 20, so it's going to take 20 times the normal amount of time, but you're just trying it so many times, you're going to succeed. So if you want to just stand there and keep throwing up the grappling hook, you can take 20 and just succeed. There's no more bodies that you're going to drag down.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining right now, like we keep on throwing the hook up and then it lands and kills our friend again.
And
the
the
goblins
goblin
are
just
laughing.
laughs,
Yeah.
laughing
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have time.
If
we've
Polly
got
was
plenty of
here,
time.
if Polly
I
was
mean, it's
here, I
not
would
like our
not have
friend
killed
is-
off that character, but it made a really good
Yeah.
dramatic effect.
Yeah. I feel terrible about this, even though I'm laughing because it's kind of funny.
Yeah, you did that.
Hmm?
For those that know me, I don't
I
allow
killed-
people to
I
send in
killed
meat
the rogue.
shields.
No, I didn't say anything about how she died.
Yes. Yes.
I did
No,
not
he did.
repeat that information.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've already told Polly.
Um, oh, okay.
But if she does get in
I'll,
here,
I'll
she'll
take
be
20.
pissed off.
I'll take 20 if that's what we want to do as a party.
so
Yeah,
you take
And,
the
that'll be fun to learn how to use that mechanic.
we take essentially the humility where the goblins are laughing at you the entire time, and eventually at some point you're going to hook the piton that's up there. At least you know that it's up there. You hook it up there, and you now have a rope. The difficulty for climbing is now 5, which means you can't fail by 5 or more than 5.
So I
Sorry,
think-
you're not
Well,
going to fall down.
well, I mean, I could roll a 1.
Um,
We seem to
but it
have
doesn't
that
matter.
ability.
It doesn't matter. You
Oh,
can
okay.
automatically get up there. It takes.
How much can Valeros carry? Can I just get on Valeros's back?
I am pretty strong.
But you're also another medium-sized creature. So a medium-sized creature isn't going to be able to really carry another medium-sized creature. There are mechanics about carrying smaller creatures, but not the other way around. It's
Okay.
yeah.
He
So-
can't like wrap his arms around my neck or something and just like. Okay.
Are we doing the Princess Bride here? Are we really?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to
Yeah.
think of something, but okay.
Again,
I'll
that would
I'll
be
try to
a
climb
large
up.
creature carrying a medium-sized creature, which was mechanically in the
Yeah.
system totally
Oh,
appropriate.
that's a good fair point. Yeah.
Because
'cause
Andre
Andre
the
Giant
Giant
was a very large dude.
is a
yeah.
very large dude.
Yeah.
One of
That's
the
how
things,
horses
I mean,
are.
hence the nickname.
if we can get up there without getting murdered and like stay alive while up there, then he can tie the rope to his waist. You can just pull him up if you need to.
Yeah. So
But-
like I can.
Okay.
I
But
can
right
help.
now, I think you should just go up and look, and not
I'm
go up
gonna
all the
I'm gonna go up and look. And is there a torch up there? Did I throw a torch? Can I throw a torch?
Didn't you throw?
No, you didn't throw a torch, but Mirasol could see in the dark.
I thought I
Mirasol
thought
didn't
he
need to.
threw a torch.
Yeah.
Because then
I
the
don't
two
know
of
what
us were
Val
still
did.
standing down there with light.
I think
Yeah,
you said you were going to throw a torch, then you realized, oh wait, I've got a grappling hook, and you threw that instead.
Okay. I'll throw a torch up.
Yep.
First.
Yep.
And just kind of like, can you guys watch out to make sure nothing like peeks over the edge to like stab me in the head when I get up there? And I'll just start climbing.
Yeah. Ezra's ready to cast magic on your behalf.
I
Okay,
will. Do we have prepared actions? Or like readied actions? in
You
this?
can ready an action, but because you don't know the trigger of that action, you can't really ready an action in theory in this circumstance.
Yeah, I just wanted to get my sling out.
You can ready a weapon. You can get a weapon readied. That is not a big issue. But yes,
Okay.
that's weird.
All right.
So
Well, I'm
you're
gonna
throwing
try
a
to climb
torch
up.
up.
Throw the torch up.
Okay, so I'm just getting that set lighting wise. This is
Okay.
weird. I'm using
And
new
now I
lighting
roll
for
a
me.
climb check.
Bright light and low light and 2020. 2020 done.
And
Then
now
off
for
that
the
layer.
climbing.
And that actually would have failed if you didn't have a rope. That would have been another falling down
Oh.
if you didn't. No, it wouldn't have been a falling
Damn.
down, but it would have been a
Okay.
failure.
Okay.
20 is the actual difficulty if you didn't have the rope.
Oh dang. Okay.
So, but anyway, it's a difficulty 5 now that you have a rope. So, this is what you see.
Got it.
And I'll describe the room. Now, I know a
seems
GM
scary.
that we use on the channel would actually have everyone take off their headphones, so I'd only describe it to you. But no, I'm okay. I will do it openly.
I'm pretty screwed.
And there's blood all over where you're standing. There's fresh blood from where you are standing. This chamber at the top of the cliff looks like it was once some sort of burial chamber. It's now ruined with bones and cobwebs littering the place. Gentle wind blows, carrying with it a faint sound of shuffling in the darkness. Well, the darkness is not darkness anymore because there was a torch there. And in front of you, 3 shambling skeletons with scythes start approaching you.
Well,
And-
that's scary.
Now we're going to have initiative because we are in combat. And yeah. So we'll now do everything via initiative order, including climbing up the rope. That's
thank
pretty
God.
impressive though. A 19 for initiative. 21. I'm just going to do it by 1. So generally speaking, when doing initiative in combats, you can have individual monsters do initiative or have one monster roll initiative for everybody. It does say in the basic box just to have one initiative for the entire group and just have them do their individual actions. But when you're playing, it can be individual monsters or like sergeants or uppers do separately to normal. So that's why we're doing as we're doing, just a heads up. So we have almost in order. Ezra, when you hear that, oh my god, coming from above, from Valorous, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Yep. That's right, I've got to take it off Valius.
Yeah. It's been more than a minute.
Yep. That's one button. So I'm just taking control of your... You do your casting,
Okay.
then I'll take control and put it onto your character.
Okay. Do you want me to hit it?
Yep, you hit it. You can do it.
Okay.
There we go. It's done. Mage armor. Then all I do is go to your other side and I put a temporary +2 onto your armor class, and you now should have 14. There we go.
Cool.
That's how it works. That's why we have temporary
Got it.
modifiers. So you now have less crappy armor. It's still...
Okay.
14's not great. So that's your action. Would you like to do any movement? You can climb up the rope as movement.
Nope, I'm going to stay right where I am.
Now, for those watching, there is a segment here. There's a separation. Those at the base cannot see below, or cannot see above. Those above cannot see down. So there's a separation of lighting. They cannot see what is going on up there. So you cast Mage Armor, like, yeah, you can go first.
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
I'm so screwed.
you get to act first. Valos,
Okay.
what would you like to do?
Yeah, so question. Earlier you had mentioned something about attacks of opportunity.
Yes. So if you...
If I were...
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
How the best way of putting it is, if say, and I'll reverse it for if they are next to you, and if they want to move away, you will get an attack of opportunity because you are leaving their threatened square. It is the same thing as if they want to go around you, you'd also get an attack of opportunity. You can only do one attack of opportunity in the initiative order. So once you can only do one, and then when you come around again, you can do another one on the next round. In 5th edition, you can go all the way around someone's character or someone's token, but it's only when you leave, that's when it triggers. In Pathfinder, it's when you actually move around as well that it will trigger.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So I remember the thing that the rogue did at the beginning, which was flanking.
Yes.
If I were to move, and I'm just going to move my character, I'm just saying, like, if I were to move here, would I be able to protect myself from being flanked? Like my back to the wall or something? Okay.
There's no way they can place there, and they can only be there, or here. So yes, you are putting it back to the wall. They could also go there if need be.
If I pull out both of my weapons, can I get myself ready so that when they do step to me, I can attack?
I will allow it, but generally speaking, drawing weapons is a whole action in itself. They've got their weapons already drawn. They've got an advantage in this situation. But in this circumstance, we're giving you the benefit of the doubt. We're using more basic, easier rules. But
I
the
got
full
you.
rules, drawing is in and of itself something.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that and just yell skeleton and have my weapons out just in case.
Yep.
They come at me.
Yeah. Kyra, what would you like to do?
I'm going to put my sling in my belt, tuck it in, and start climbing.
Okay.
Or try to.
Do you roll?
Yep.
Yep. No problem. And that is what you see in front of you.
Cool.
I'm gonna die.
What would you like
I
to
mean,
do?
that was. That's my turn, right?
You can pull the sling out. Like, I'm allowing that a bit more. Or you can ready
Well, my
something.
next action. Yeah, my next action's gonna be a spell, so
Okay.
a positive energy, so I can wait.
No problem. It's there go then. So the first skeleton moves in. That triggers your counter attack. So
Okay. So do I do the 2-weapon fighting thing or
only one.
only one? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just do the longsword.
Yeah. And 18 does hit.
Nice.
But as your weapon starts trying to slash the skeleton, it hits and skids off its bones and doesn't seem to actually take much damage from it. There's something called damage resistance in Pathfinder, and certain creatures
okay.
have damage resistance. In this case, the damage resistance is against slashing weapons. So I will tell you what it is. It's actually 5 damage resistance of 5. So if you do more than 5 damage, it will take that little bit above. But that rest of it, that 5, doesn't take.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you did 3 damage
Gotcha.
total. Because
Sweet.
of damage resistance.
So that would mean that like there's other things, like if I hit them with a hammer or something like that, if I had a hammer. Is there a way that I can use a sword in a non-slashing way, like as a blunt weapon?
In the more full rules, you can use it for like knocking people out, but we're not going into that. But you have slashing weapons.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but you did still do damage to it, just not 8.
Okay. Like I chipped a bone.
Yes, chip
Okay.
some ribs, but not fully. The other one moves to there, and the other one moves to there, and now they're going to do their attacks. So it's going to be 2 onto Valius and 1 onto Kira, mainly because Valius, you're the first one here. And they do tend to stack up. What am I doing? Wrong button. So the human skeletons do their broken scimitar attacks. So 1, 2 on Valius. We got a raid!
Ooh.
Thank you, GM Quicksilver. Thank you for coming in for raid. Welcome in. We are doing a beginner box of we're doing beginner box of the Pathfinder with new people's introduction to Pathfinder. Each player here is new to the system and maybe new to role playing or new to Roll20. So we're all learning. We're having some fun. So yes, the skeletons come in. The first one attacks with 4 slashing damage. The second one's attack doesn't get through your arm. It just skids off your protective layer and misses. But you do take 4 points of damage. I'll add that to your... or minus that to your character.
That stings.
A little bit of blood spurt. And the third skeleton comes after Kira, who's recently joined this fight with their broken scimitar. And a 17, I believe, is a hit. Doing a full 6 points of damage. I'll add that to your character. So Ezra, as you down the bottom of the cliff face of the escarpment, you see a blood splatter come off this side of the cliff face from your friends.
Okay.
It is your go again.
Okay, I'm gonna try to climb the rope. Is that just a D20?
It's a D20 if you don't have anything with it. I think it also adds to your dex, but either way, you can climb, and that is what you see now.
Okay. Was that my action to climb, or can I?
That is your move to
attack?
climb.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna use Hand of the Apprentice. or I guess not Hand of the Apprentice. I'm just gonna try to whack him with my no Hand of the Apprentice because I have a +7 on that. So I'm gonna use my telekinesis to throw my cane here just a couple of feet because I have better accuracy with it. So let's see.
Okay. Generally speaking, you can't do that because you're in melee combat. You can't do a ranged combat. You can't shoot a bow in ranged combat. You have to do your normal attack with it.
Okay. Could I have used that to hit the one furthest away from me?
You can. If I was going to be mean, I would say the person will take an attack of opportunity, but I'm not going to. I'll allow you to do it.
Okay.
So everyone's really tied up there, and you just spearhead your staff at this one in the corner, doing 1 point of damage, but it's a bludgeoning damage. So you actually crush its skull, and its bones just scatter across the wall as it falls, and your staff comes back to your head. Because
Cool.
that's what it does.
They don't have a lot of health.
No, but they have damage resistance to your weapons.
Right. Not
So
fun.
that's the action. That's your movement. We'll go to Valos.
Okay. Ooh.
If
Would
only
I
you didn't throw
realize
your...
that they have damage? Sorry. Would I realize that they didn't have... Oh, throw my torch? Yeah.
Yeah, which does bludgeoning damage.
So I would realize it. Am I able to
Yes.
like grab his staff and like whack the sucker near me?
It comes back to him. It's a magical thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just like try. Can I punch them with like? Can I hold the sword like this and just try to punch the skeleton in the head? Like,
Yep.
Can I do that sort of thing?
So
or
you're
can
just
I
dropping
my
what you got
weapons
and just like
punch?
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will put that onto your
Okay.
character really quickly. If it's not, give me a moment. I'll edit
And
what I was
do I
starting to do
get
with
to do
torch.
2-weapon fighting with that, or?
I think it's only one punch.
Okay.
Melee, it's versus armor class. You have a natural plus to that. I'm just going through the mods here. I think it's D3 punching. You get strength bonus, which is something.
Yeah, I think my strength is 3 points added.
Yeah. So there you
Okay.
go. You've got punching, and you can give it a big whack.
Okay.
It's all set up for you.
I totally missed, I'm sure.
Actually, you think you did, but just as it tries to move out the way from Kira, you actually slam it into the chest, breaking its rib cage, and again bones start flying across and start hitting Ezra and go across. So you actually, with 4 damage, kill it.
That was for the other person. I can't
For
remember
the
the
rogue.
character's name. That was for my friend, my dear friend, the rogue.
And thank you for the follow,
The goblins are
Computer
gonna eat
King.
it.
So that's your attack. You've got none around you. Would you like to move? Would you like to do a 5-foot step?
Can I move like up there into range and not get hit? Or could I move here?
You can move
Like
there.
that?
Yes.
Okay. Would that let us flank the person?
Not
the
really. Flanking would be here for Ezrin or here for
Okay.
Kyron.
Gotcha.
But at least puts you into a threatened area and at least puts you as an option for it to attack.
Okay.
Because you have far more hit points than the other two in this circumstance. Tyra, what would you like to do?
I'm going to channel positive energy.
kind of knew that one.
Yeah.
Doing 5. Oh, wait, no. That's not right. That's not. That's been a 1 every time, and it's not rolling a dice for that. So 5 points of positive energy doesn't heal people when you. Are you channeling it to heal, or are you channeling it to harm the undead? It's one or the other.
I thought I did both.
So did I for a long time, but it actually specifically says in this module that you have to choose between one or the other. That when you're choosing to do positive energy, if you're choosing to harm undead, it does not heal others around you.
Then I'm choosing to harm undead.
Okay. So I thought it myself for many years until actually going through this recently. So as the positive energy bursts out of you and is focused on the undead, it shines a bright light and then just crumbles and disappears. And combat is over.
Yay!
Yay. Good job, team.
Some pretty nifty lights.
Let's see, 1, 2, 5, 10, 20. I'm gonna go there and channel positive energy again
Okay.
to heal.
To heal. And
Well,
let's
yeah, should be enough.
see if we can get a big number.
I guess I didn't need to move because that's right. It only does 1. 4.
4 positive energy. Everyone gets healed by 4. Ezra gets back to
Yay.
full. And
Thank you.
I'd be at 15.
15. So you keep on just missing. Oh no, you are at 16. You're at full.
Oh,
Why did I do that wrong? Yes. And Kyle, you've done yours. Did you just do yours then?
Yeah, I just did mine.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, we've got some healing, some positive energy. We're pretty much back to full, except for that. But you're down one player because, well, I wasn't going to play an NPC the whole time.
it was the rule of cool. I think the rule of cool always trumps everything else.
And it was a do of you trying to put do a meat shield up there. Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yes, it actually is the rogue's job to do that. That's part of the thing, that the rogue has really good climbing. But without a player, I was going, yes. Anyway, so that's done. And the goblins, you hear as Ezra hears from down there, almost a disappointment that you survived from the goblins. And if you look down, you can actually see them dragging Marisol towards them, and they're starting to pick over anything she has on her body. Fighting over them, actually. Anything she had on her body.
I don't like that.
I think they need to die.
Well, do you want to go back down there and face them?
I say after we do Black Fang, we go ask for the stuff back, and and we'll see what happens.
And if by ask you mean punch them repeatedly in the heads until they give it to us, I'm fine with that.
Maybe.
Our dear friend.
I mean,
has passed.
it's just possessions, but
It's just stuff.
Yeah, we like stuff. I mean, why else would we be adventurers?
It's loot.
So I guess I'll kind of scout ahead to see if there's a dragon.
Okay.
is there a hole in the ceiling? Because
No,
then they
there's
say
no
there's
hole
like
in
a
the
hole
ceiling
somewhere.
here. There is not.
All right. There.
There we go. So this winding passageway ends in a staircase. This winding passageway ends in a staircase in the back of an ancient ruin set inside the hillside. Open to the sky above is a crumbling ruin that is littered with debris. On the far side of the chamber, you see a pile of gold glittering and sparkling trinkets that is piled up into a sizable hoard. The view of the treasure is suddenly obscured by obscured as a terrible wind dragon swoops into view and snarls its black fangs. And let's get this.
Is it the size of the toy? Or did the goblins lie to us again?
Just leave. Get this properly. Sorry, just getting the proper sound. No, it's wrong. I had this lined up. But of course I didn't have it lined up, did I? No, this one.
That's a really big noise.
And then it says, place the dragon token onto the screen.
I want my mommy.
For a
There
second,
we
I thought
go.
the dragon was saying that.
No, that's what it says. Place the dragon pawn onto the east side of the map, etc. Blah blah. Yeah. There
Oh,
we go.
God.
So it is now initiative once again. This may be the final initiative, but it is now initiative. There's no surprise round. There's no nothing. The dragon is there. A black dragon is there. His teeth glinting green in the light reflected by your torches and spells.
How big is the dragon? Oh crap!
Well, that's multiple squares of you.
Yeah.
Actually, you can only just
okay,
see.
so it's not a little baby dragon.
You can see he's not taking up a one square. You can only just see
Yeah.
the dragon with your light. And that's really bad initiative order.
Yeah.
Kyra, you got a critical. Yay, well done, Alec. But so did he.
No.
And here's a little something that I prepared earlier. Let's go to this layer.
We are so dead.
There it is.
Uh,
We'll get this set up first and then we'll do the layer things. So those watching can see what's going on here. And that's pretty much how it's going to go. Okay.
we are so screwed.
And let's show the players, shall we? As a line of acid comes out of its mouth, the furious dragon doesn't breathe flame, he breathes acid. Valios, Ezrin, can I
I have the rock.
Yes, you do. You also have the blessings of the god, which you believe,
Yeah.
which you don't really know what it does. Can I have you please do a reflex save?
Sure. Reflex save is. Trying to figure out where it is.
Okay, so 10 from Ezrin. That does not beat the required number.
just
Ref
been rolling
is
like this
reflex,
all night.
right?
Hey, at least it's not a 1, but no, you have
Yeah,
been rolling
or
really
yes.
bad.
Yeah.
Randomness is randomness, unfortunately. Now, I will now tell you what the blessings of the god has been the entire session. Actually,
Sure.
let's scroll down so you can see both.
Okay. What did I
Same.
get even on the reflex save? Just curious. Because it will
ended up
right
with
under
8.
your
Yeah.
avatar.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So
Okay.
8 and 10 on reflex save. So the blessings of the god, you've actually had +2 to all your saves since the fountain.
Oh,
So all of your saving throws have +2. That's already calculated in. It's on your character sheet. I put it in there. So it's
Okay.
not 10, it's still 8. You needed 16.
okay. So I'm screwed.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
Let's do the damage,
No,
shall
you've
we?
got a rock.
You could roll really
You've got
low
a rock.
damage. I've got a magic rock.
It's 3d6, which is actually quite poor. 9 points of damage only. Ezrin, though, that is full damage of 9. You are at -1. You are unconscious and bleeding. Valoros, you take 0 with the rock. Absolutely 0.
I should have taken
I am
that
gonna
rock.
punch this dragon in the face.
There was a discussion about taking the rock. I was like, why didn't you take the rock? But no. Okay.
Kind of got trumped a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We weren't supposed to come up here yet. We were just supposed to look.
No, well, this is combat side. This is,
It happens.
yeah. So why isn't it it's supposed to be dragon battle? It doesn't have battle music.
Oh, God. Hopefully you can hear
Dragons ate
oh,
the
God.
music. Is the battle music?
No.
What the hell? No, that can't be right. I know there's dragon stuff in here. Oh, Red Dragon City, right? That do it enough. There. Anyway, so let's go. That's the dragon's go. Kira, what would you like to do?
I am going to look down in surprise, lean over and touch Ezrin and cast Stabilize.
Cast and stabilize. So it does 1 living creature, instantaneous, concentration. It brings back to 1 hit point, I believe, when unconscious. So it's not going
They
through
don't
the
have
full
numbers.
descriptions of your spells because I've kind of unclicked them. So there we go. Casting upon creature with -1 or fewer, which is what has happened. Automatically
Yeah.
stabilize them. Does not lose any further hit points. So they're actually 0 still, but they're not dying and bleeding to death.
Yeah, it just keeps him at his health.
Okay.
But he's not going to lose more.
Yeah. So keeps you at 0, it brings you to 0, and doesn't let you bleed out, which is a good thing.
Thanks.
If you
Yeah,
had healing
thanks.
though, that might have been a bit better. So do you have a cure wounds spell?
I can do 1 Cure Wound spell.
Or do you have a healing potion?
I do not have a healing potion
There's
have
always
that I
poison,
know of. Yeah, I have poisons.
which was actually a healing potion. If you do the healing spell, the cure wound spell, that will bring him back to at least 1. Would you like to
yeah.
do that
You mean instead of the Stabilize?
instead of the stabilize? It puts him
Yeah,
into
I'll
the
Cure
fight.
Light Wounds.
Okay. So roll the cure wounds. It should automatically roll the healing. That's a maximum. You went from -1 to now 7. And we're retroing the fact that it wasn't stabilized, it's a cure wounds instead. And now Ezrin's actually able to do something. Would you like to move with Kira?
I would.
Nope.
So Kira just wants to stay there?
Yeah,
Then,
I'll stay right there.
then we'll move to Ezrin. What would you
Yeah,
like to
I would
do?
like to. I'd like to move, and since I still have mage armor for like 7 minutes, I'm gonna say thank you to Kira and hand her my scroll of mage armor for her to use.
And you're just moving that little bit further away.
Yeah, I'm gonna move further away. You're right. I just wanted to make sure I could hand it to Kira.
Yep. And now you're hiding around the corner. Okay. You do have more movement if you would like.
I'm gonna stay right there for now.
Okay. Valos.
All right.
Subconsciously, you
So I just
feel your friends abandoning you as you feel them moving away.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
So I literally just took a dragon breath point blank and did
And the gods
no
saved you.
damage from it. The gods have saved me. I know that this dragon is going to die. and I yell that to the dragon. I don't know if it speaks, but I'm yelling. Now you've made me mad, and I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna charge down here.
There's a
Can I do
20-foot
that, just
drop
run
here.
into- Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I move and? Or
Where's the 20-foot
Like-
drop?
Right in front of.
there.
There's a 20-foot drop here.
Where's the drop
There's a 10-foot
here?
drop there.
What's the drop here? 10 foot?
10 foot. And another
Is
10
that
foot there.
bad?
10
What would the
foot is
drop here be?
D6.
Okay. What would the drop here be?
I don't know.
Is that 5 or?
So that if you're dropping onto the stairs, that would be not significant enough to cause any damage or a roll.
Okay.
Like
So I'm gonna go there.
Yep.
And can I throw? I have a fire potion,
Yes.
alchemist fire. Can I throw that at the thingy?
And what is the range of your alchemist fire potion?
That's a good question.
You are 25 foot away.
I don't know. It just says range versus touch.
Okay. I'll just check that quickly.
I mean, I'm imagining that I could probably throw a potion 25 feet.
Range 10 feet. So it is 10 feet of range. After 10 feet, you take minuses to that. So at 25 feet, we'll say -3. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just throw it, and it's not like I can do anything else. I'm just gonna huck it at the thing.
I mean,
Or what?
is charging an option?
Charging is an option if you want to drop over the edges and take damage. So I think that's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Because if I charged, how much more would I still be able to attack if I charge?
yes, but as I said, if you're up here, you're dropping over things and you're taking damage.
Oh, so you're saying here and then I charge that way. Yeah, I mean, I'll just throw the thing, and then if I get another round,
Yep.
at least you guys are not in range of being hit.
If you survive.
Good.
Good thinking. Do you attack?
If I survive. Actually, what I can do is, instead of using the fire, because I would be able to get to it next turn, right?
Yeah. You're 25 feet away.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out both of my weapons at this point and just brace myself. I'm not gonna throw the fire. I'll just brace myself.
Tactically speaking, I can tell you now, its initiative is right after you. So, do you think it's going to stay back, or do you think it's going to come after you?
Well, I think it just saw me take its breath, and it probably is going to charge at me.
So, would it not be best to throw something at it now? That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
if I have my weapons out and I'm ready, am I able to do that? Ready to attack?
Oh, so ready an attack, yes, you can do that. That's actually a better tactical move than I was thinking. So yes, you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to have my weapons out so that I'm ready to if it comes at me, I'm going to stab it in the belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stand there and kind of taunt it.
Yep. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. That's my move.
Okay. So it's his go, and he moves to here.
I'm so dead. Yeah, I'm so screwed.
So your range is 5 foot. It has, I believe, more range than you.
Probably the dragon.
It can attack 2 squares away. It has 10-foot range. So while you're waiting for it to get within your range to hit it, it doesn't have to.
Right.
So tactic was good. Unfortunately, in this case, it's flawed.
I mean, I am fighting a dragon, so
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a common thing. It comes at you with a bite attack. Because it moved, it only has 1 attack. Does 18 hit?
Yeah, I've got a 17.
then you take 10 points of damage as he gnaws into your body.
Whoa! Okay,
there you
that's not fun.
Yeah, there we go. And that's his action. Kira at 20, what would you like to do?
Ooh.
Mage armor.
Yeah, I guess. Mage armor? I don't actually have the details on that scroll.
If you want to just do the casting, so it brings it up.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, you don't have it either, do you?
I have it in a scroll, but I do have it as a spell as well.
Okay.
So you just want me to hit the spell?
Yeah, just hit the spell, which makes it easier, so it brings it up. It should display it.
Done.
There you go.
Okay.
So it gives you +4 armor class for the time being.
Alright, and I'm in a 5-foot step.
So
And that will be it.
So I'm just putting the armor class onto your character. You now have 18 armor class.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Teamwork.
Yay! For an hour, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Ezrin, at 18, what would you like to do?
So for my move, do I have to do my move, or could I do like half of it, an attack, and then the other half of my move?
No, it's a whole or nothing.
Okay. I'm going to pull my crossbow out and ready it as an action.
Can you not see where it is from here?
Well, it's. I guess
yeah.
I can see it. It's just kind of around the corner a bit.
You can
You
take
can do a
5-foot
5-foot step
free.
too.
Okay.
So if you step to there, you would have a more clearer line of sight.
Okay. Well,
And
then
that's-
in that case, I'll take a shot with my crossbow.
Mm-hmm. And take aim.
So-
No.
Dude.
Valius,
Yeah.
a bolt just skims the ground above your head and just skitters off the top of your armor. It misses you, well, it doesn't actually stick in, but it actually kind of does hit you from behind.
Okay. Hey, I'm fighting here. Oh my god.
I'm trying to help you.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, Valius, back to you.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Am I able to drop the stone and run at the dragon and try to stab at it?
Which stone?
Or no? The magic stone that
You just needed to have that on your person. You didn't need to be holding it.
Oh, okay.
And you had
So,
your
yeah,
weapons both
because
readied.
I had it wrapped
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And you had
okay.
both your
So
weapons
I'm gonna like hop down here. Is there a way that I can like get under this thing and stab it in the belly? Like,
You can hop to
kinda
there without an
there.
issue. If you hop to there, that'll be a 10-foot drop.
well, could I hop here and then to the ground?
But if every time you move inside its threatened area, it has that attack of opportunity.
Oh, so if I
And
just
it-
get here, would
And
I
it
be able to
threatens a
get at its
lot
belly?
more than normal. So
Right.
all of this
So would
area
this make it an attack of opportunity?
is its threatened area.
Okay.
So
So does that mean if I go here, that's an attack of opportunity?
I don't know where you are unless you ping. If you hold the mouse down, it will
Oh,
actually
sorry.
do a ping.
Yeah, if I did that, is that
Yes.
okay? I mean, I kind of really don't have an option here.
No, you don't.
So yeah, I'm just gonna charge it and try to stab it with both of my weapons and hope for the
Very
best.
brave.
Yep. This
Well,
is why
I
large
mean-
creatures are really, really scary because if they have reach, you can't even get to them without risking. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
So you move in, and it sees you getting closer and it swipes at you with a claw instead of its bite.
Oh, I'm dead.
No, it doesn't. No. You're not dead. But you're close.
Oh. Okay. Well, now I get to stab it, right?
Now you get to stab it.
Okay. So 2-weapon fighting because what have I got to lose? I probably will not hit it.
Even with your attempts to try to get closer, to try to get a nice underbelly shot, your blades just skitter off its scales. And feeble attempts of trying to damage it. And now that you're really close to it, you see the acid dripping from its teeth, dripping around you as you're trying to getting underneath it. Not hitting you, but dripping around you, awfully close.
Okay. Yuck.
It's now its go. So now that you're here, it can do a full round attack.
Yeah.
A full round attack is 2 claws. That was only 1.
Yeah.
And a bite.
All right. Let's hope it gets a critical failure.
Because it
And
moved
claws
before,
its
it could
head
only
off.
do 1 attack, which was the bite. So we're going to do all 3 at once. And see what the results are.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm so
Yeah.
dead. Yeah. I'm like, I got murked.
So what's the character's constitution?
That's a good question. My constitution is 14.
14. So minus 21 is higher
Oh,
than
I'm
14.
dead.
Which means
Yes.
you
So
are
I am dead.
dead. Yes.
Dead. Yes.
And as it does that, it gobbles you up and starts flying up through the hole in the ceiling and disappears with your body.
Oh. Goodbye,
Wow.
world. Sad.
What an experience.
And so that's what a dragon can do. That's a very smaller dragon, by the way, of what
Yeah.
dragons can do. But
Oh my god.
So
And that was a small one?
that's a small dragon, that's a young dragon, and it's actually under... The hit points are lowered, but you didn't actually get to hit that, unfortunately. You were
Right.
close. You were actually close, but the 12 just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
You also...
Oh, wow.
So we'll fade to black, and we'll assume that... Well, actually, will you go in to get to the treasure with the dragon flying away, or will you just get the hell out yourself, seeing what the dragon just did?
Get the
What? We've
treasure.
gotta-
Don't let me die in vain.
No,
Yeah.
we've got to go warn the townsfolk. It just took to the sky.
Oh, right. You're a good person.
I'm neutral, so I'm neutral good. I'm gonna go check the treasure.
So you loot the treasure. Well, yeah. So I'll give you an idea of what's in the treasure. Let's see. Quite a bit, actually. A nice shiny steel shield, some beautiful plate armor, a potion, a scroll which you can identify as fireball, another scroll which you can't really understand, but you think it's clerical in nature, and there's a good amount of gold in there. A very good amount of gold. Not as much as what you'll get for the reward, but close to it. And concluding the adventure, if you go back to town and warn the town, they thank you for scaring off the monster. It doesn't return. After about a month or so, it doesn't return, and you then get rewarded your full amount, and you even get a festival in town for you.
And we do it in the honor of our fallen friends,
Yep.
with a speech and everything about them.
Oh.
Good old, what's her name, the rogue.
And
Well,
Val the idiot.
So how the system works is that that's not like the dragon's only going to be there for a certain amount of time. There's very much conditions. You didn't have to kill the dragon. You could have just scared it off. There was a certain condition of how much damage you did to it, or how many rounds, or if you hit it with a certain weapon. A weapon you didn't find.
Was it the dagger?
No.
Oh,
No, it was probably over on the other side of that
Yeah.
water.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the water thing? Out of curiosity.
Everything's a trap. So there was a trap thing
Well-
going on there. Yes, sure. But the pillar helps you get across the water, helps you get through the water. But even still, there's a trap in that water section. But the pillar would have really let you swim really easily.
Okay.
The problem with puzzles is no matter how easy you think it is, some people just have no idea, and sometimes you think, oh no, this is going to be the hardest puzzle, and someone just gets it instantly. So I always struggle with puzzles in dungeons, and don't really like having puzzles in dungeons where it's exactly that. Like sometimes there's just no way the players will either get it, or sometimes the players will just get it and just move on, and you're like, but there's all the okay.
Right.
So
Well,
unfortunately, that's
wouldn't it be something like when you roll for like strength, like how strong you are to break down a door? If somebody had like a high intelligence, shouldn't there be like a roll for them?
there's
like
often
the
there's
character
often
might
roles.
be smarter than the player.
Yeah.
Is-
So that is a thing. I do understand that totally. Unfortunately, puzzles are kind of like usually it's like, well, you have to just kind of either figure it out. Sometimes they do have you can do a roll to get a hint, or if that doesn't work, or just like, okay, just do a roll and get past it. If it's an absolute block puzzle where you can't continue unless you pass it, there's usually going to be hints. If it's just an optional thing, it's either like it may help you if you pass it and may give you a benefit, like in this case. It would have helped you in the water. So it doesn't give you hints, it doesn't give you much. The identification that you did to find that there's water, there's like all these symbols, but only water is repeated. That's the hint that it's got something to do with that. Pouring water into it was not the solution, unfortunately. But at least you got that stage.
When a figure, right?
Yeah. So, as I said, I'm not a big fan of puzzles in games because they can be either too easy or too hard. And if it is a block, it's really hard. Tomb of Annihilation is a really puzzle big adventure in Dungeons and Dragons. And a lot of Call of Cthulhu has not just puzzles, but more investigatory mindset. Very different mindset from New Normal. So yeah. And again, mechanically wise, the dragon couldn't do 3 attacks and fly away. That was just all cool. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. That I mean, what a hell of a way for that guy to go out.
Yeah, pretty sure we were either going to run away or party wipe.
Yeah. So mechanically
that was
wise,
about
it
to
would have
happen.
left the next round, no matter what you did to it. But yes. So how did you, as a little bit of debrief, how did you find the first Pathfinder, the system, and Roll20 as well? Because I think everyone here was new at Roll20.
I've used it once.
I was.
I haven't
Once I would
used it in
class
a
as
while
new.
though.
Roll20 looks like it has a lot of flexibility, but it also looks like a little bit complicated to figure out how to use all of that complexity.
I agree.
But it seems useful.
Yeah,
So
I learned several things this time as compared to the last time I played on Roll20, so that was great.
well, that's good. Hopefully that was me. If not, it was other people.
It was you, yeah, it was totally you.
Yay! So we use Roll20 a lot in the channel. I think we've got close to 4,000 hours. Yeah, that's scary. But we do, we're okay at using things like Fantasy Grounds. We've just started having a little bit of a few looks into Fantasy Grounds recently. And Fantasy Grounds has its own benefits as well. Both are good. They just have their own strengths and weaknesses. We've just moved to Roll20 for the most part. And of course, we've got Syrinscape as our audio because it's just amazing. And for Pathfinder, people's thoughts? Like,
Yeah,
It was
I
good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
would
I
you
liked it a
like
little bit better than 5th edition.
would you like to
because
repeat what
I
you said to your friend about 5th edition and Pathfinder?
Oh yeah, Pathfinder is like Dungeons and Dragons for adults. You know, there's more customization. Things are a little bit harder. You have to know rules. The way things get applied aren't as easy to follow, but I think it makes out for better storytelling. You know.
Yeah.
So.
So I actually agree with that. That's why I said, "Would you like to do it?" Because otherwise, I was going to pretty much do the same thing. But it was your view, it was your comment. Pathfinder 2 does a lot of things differently, but it still has the same feel. Pathfinder 2 has been released for about a year. It simplified it, as Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition has simplified their own system. Pathfinder 2 has simplified their system as well. But all the mechanics are built into the same core. So instead of being a game of exceptions, it's all the same, if that makes sense. So there's no exceptions to rules. Everything is a part of the rules. Everything's built from the inside out. The best way of explaining it is every round you've got 3 things you can do. You can move, you've got 3 actions you can take. And you can use movement as those actions. You can move 3 times, or you can attack, or you can move, attack, and move, or you can move, and attack, or think like any combination of that. And of course, there's other variations that you can use for those actions, like drinking a potion. But even things like casting, if a casting has somatic components or material components, then it will take 2 actions to cast. If it's only got somatic components, it takes 1 action to cast. So everything's built from the same ground up, and it's a really interesting system from at least my perspective, from someone that's been around for a while. I've only seen one thing which didn't really make sense in the time that I've had a look at it. But this is an older style, which is a bit more crunchier, but something like Roll20 crunches all those numbers for you. So
that's one of the things that I was thinking. Like if I had to keep track of that myself, I've been like, I don't know. I rolled a 12. I don't know what that means. And it'd take too long to figure out. Yeah.
And a lot of the times I noticed that you're looking at the dice number, not the chat number, which is the dice result. That was at least what I was seeing a few times.
Yeah, I didn't have the chat actually showing. I had that covered by the Zoom meeting because I didn't know what to look at.
No problem. But yeah, so that was one thing I noticed. But thankfully, this is only this is essentially 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons or 3.5, which is Pathfinder is actually still Dungeons and Dragons 3.5. It's still using the open source material. Even the credits will have open license Wizards of the Coast 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons. So that's totally a thing. The other thing is that you're lucky that it's not, say, AD&D 2nd edition where you're talking about Thakos, where there's a lot of stuff going on, upwards and downs. You're not just rolling high every roll, you're also rolling down for some rolls as well, and it gets a bit more complicated.
Yeah, I mean, some gaming systems seem to be just for people who really like playing with arithmetic. Versus actually playing the game. Yeah. Which I mean, that's fine for people that like that, but I'd much rather just kind of like the story is the thing. Yeah.
And systems like Call of Cthulhu, which I believe we're doing next week, where Alex coming back, which would be cool, is more a very simplistic system where everything's just Like, we'll be teaching you the system in 5 minutes pre-show. It's that simple. It's that basic. Because it's more storytelling driven rather than mechanical driven. In combat in Call of Cthulhu, you get to do a thing. Like, you can move how much you need to move, depending on what your character is, but you get to do something. And that's all it's really needed to be said, because it's narrative driven, more than mechanical driven. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that. Hopefully watchers enjoyed it. Thank you for all the follows. My God, we got followers today, and we got a raid. And Guilty, hopefully enjoy the gift sub. I know you gift subs on so many other channels. And I believe you've gifted me subs on several other channels as well, personally. So I gave you that gift sub on that break. So we'll go to our credit screen. And we'll raid someone if people want to do outros. Drew, would you like to say who you are? If you've got any social medias you want to spook or whatnot, you feel free to do that.
I'm Drew from Texas. I'm trying to get back into tabletop games, and this was a great way to segue myself into doing that. I do have a question really quick before we go. Are you ever going to do anything like this for 2nd edition Pathfinder?
Okay, so we do have Torment and Legacy set up, but it's like an hour-long game. So it's not really very detailed. We've actually had just a little look into it, and it's not very good. They are working on a Pathfinder 2nd edition beginner box, which will be released later this year, which I believe will also be on Roll20. So we're going to jump on that and run that. We've got everything from AD&D Basic to Call of Cthulhu to this. We've got lots of different stuff that we're going to try to do. I mean, we've got Call of Cthulhu, The Haunting next week. We've got Cyberpunk Red, The Apartment the following week. We're going to try to do a few. So yes, we are totally going to do that.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
So we can chat afterwards as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've got no problem chatting after the show. Just trying to wrap up. Alec, would you like to ask anything or say your goodbyes and spook anything?
No, I mean, I'm Alec from US, aka Fail Girl Games, and it was a good time. Thank you. Thank you guys for all playing and stuff. It was good.
And thank you for coming in, and we'll see you again next week for the Call of Cthulhu as well, which will be very different from this one. Very different sounds as well. I love it. And lastly,
me, Kate. I'm Kate. I'm from the US also. It seems like we're all time shifted here. I don't have any kind of blog or any other thing to suggest. I enjoyed this gaming, and I A++ would game again with all of you. So thanks for running it. Thank you guys for being awesome teammates. And it was a great time.
Fantastic. And my name's Carl Goblin. We'll be back tomorrow with Not Saints and Sinners. I've just been told this morning that our amazing GM, Lauren, is not able to make it. Maybe to do with his new album release, I don't know. So we are going to be doing our Rogues and Refugees joke campaign for everyone tomorrow, which is going to be very, very weird. But it's always a big laugh. It actually did quite successfully when we launched it a couple of weeks ago. So join us for that. And of course, we've got our book read at the end of the week, which is looking to be either Call of Cthulhu, but I think basic role-playing certainly took a lead from our online poll. We can check us out on Twitter, and also we've also got all our previous stuff on Goblin Cave RPG on YouTube. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for everyone coming in. Thank you for the raid, of course, from GM Quicksilver. It's much appreciated. And we are going to be raiding Zombie Office Entertainment, who are amazing. They do a lot of ad-lib stuff. We've raided them several times. They actually made a song for us for the channel, which was really cool. They ad-libbed it. So thank you everyone. And we'll see if we can get that music working again. get the bards up and running. So bye everybody.
Peace.
Bye.